Good afternoon and welcome back to Rebels Radio, live from Burnham. Today we are at the Gore in Burnham in Berkshire. How are you, Mick? I'm joined by Mick.
Harassed after my journey down the M25, which was a car park, but got here in the end.
You don't like coming south, do you?
It's not the question, that is, I don't like the M25. I don't mind coming south. It's just that car park on the M25. But apart from that, it's an absolutely glorious day. Beautifully and sunny. We've got Gary in the middle, the photographer, taking photographs of, I think, Burnham Juniors football club, all lining up for a picture. We've got the subs on the pitch finally warming down. Everybody's gone in to get changed, including the ref and the linesman. And we've got a new season at the start of August.
And in the Premier League.
And it's quite surreal. Listening to the cricket on the way up and thinking, I'm going to a football match today. It's very, very strange.
Yeah, 9th of August. It seems a very, very early day. I can see Luke Knight, who is still currently injured for Slough, just going through a little bit of last-minute exercises and warm-ups. He's not involved today, but he's fighting his way back from injury. He's actually suspended today, and he looks like a modern-day Jesus, doesn't he, Mick?
He does a little. I wasn't going to say that, but now you've mentioned it, yes, he does.
Religion is, and the newly appointed player coach of Ben Edwards just making his way off. Welcome to those first-time listeners. Hopefully you will enjoy the next kind of couple of hours of this game, Burnham versus Slough Town, live from the Gore. My name is John Proter. I'm joined by Mick Newton, chairman of MyFC. We're broadcasting live and uninterrupted throughout the game. At half-time, we will probably play you an interview from the managers that they've done during the week about either how they're looking forward to the season or this game in particular. Shortly, we'll run through the team. It's all amateur. It's non-league commentary for non-league football, and we're very much looking forward to it. It's a glorious sunny day, as Mick suggests. We're in Burnham, Berkshire. It's a bit sunny and cloudy. We're underneath the Heathrow flight path. You might just be able to hear a few planes leaving as we are, and everyone is very excited. The grass is slightly long. It's much better than the pitch when Slough last came here in the Reddenshaw Cup in January, but it's almost a little bit too long, I'd say, the grass here, Mick. What do you think?
Yeah, just a little bit. Pre-season, suppose they've let it grow just a touch, but when you get to January, February and there's no grass left, you'll be looking back on that and thinking, I wish it was August again. But it's been a very short, close season, just 3 months. And it doesn't seem that long ago since we were at Kettering celebrating that amazing victory in the playoff final. Absolutely fantastic day.
Yeah, and since there, the team have put in quite a lot of hard work, both on and off the pitch, especially in their drinking when they all went to Portugal and had a fantastic time, some great team bonding. There's quite a few new faces. Bakes and Unders have been busy, despite the fact that they said they'd be quite happy with their settled squad at the end of last season. There's been some big transfer changes that have come through, and there's going to be a number of debuts handed out to, which we'll come across in a minute when we go through the teams. Who we're up against today, though, is Burnham, and they've had again an equally turbulent period. Last season they finished 20th in the Calor Premier League, their first season in it after they got promoted the season before, and they managed to scrape through with 44 points and finishing in 20th place, so just literally above the drop zone, as it were. So they've had a big change. Gary Meakin, who used to be at Beaconsfield Psychop, has come across, and he's brought a number of players from Beaconsfield Psychop and who are going to step up a level, and he's made apparently approximately 19 signings, some re-signings, but mainly new players, and quite a few of those I think will be familiar faces to any people who go and watch Beaconsfield. Mick is eager to read out the team, so I'll let him get on with that.
Right, first of all, the Burnham team: in goal, James Redding, Manny Saki at number 2, Ryan Phillips at 3, Brad Hewitt at 4, John Munday at 5, John Christian at 6, Nathan Webb 7, Nathan Poulton, who's the captain, 8, Kofi Lockhart Adams at 9, Zach Joseph 10, Jack Hutchinson 11. On the bench, Jordan Ajan Lekin-Koko, and I'm not surprised you let me read the teams out, thank you for that.
Ajan Lekin-Koko.
Yeah, whatever. Bill Albert, Dean McDonald, Aaron Couch and Romain Walker. And the Rebels.
The Rebels. Go on then.
It's Jake Somerville in goal. Tom Moran, new signing at number 2. Ryan Parsons at 3. Guy Hollis at 4. New signing Rhys York at 5. George Short at 6. Johnny Dyer 7. Jamie McClurg 8. George Frith, new signing at 9. Alex Whittam, another new signing at 10. James Dobson at 11. 12 Ben Edwards. 18 Adam Cornell. 14 Jake Parsons, 15 Scott Harris, and 16 new signing Darryl Thomas on the subs bench. So it is all changed all round.
Yeah, and I have been made aware that it looked like from when the PA announced at the ground that actually the numbers might be slightly different. So apologies if there are any. We can only work with the information we've been provided. As I can see, new signing. Slough are going to be in their purple kit today, their MyFC purple kit today. Daryl Thomas, the new signing, just on the bench making his way over. Interesting changes to the team, I think. I think the way they're set up could well be a 4-5-1 with George Frith perhaps leading the line. It's going to be an interesting thing to see. Sorry, Johnny Darr, of course, leading the line, but with perhaps 3 attacking players pushing on, and I suspect Burnham will be doing similar. So it's going to be a really interesting thing as we're just awaiting. I can see the players lining up to our left-hand side. The captain of Burnham, Nathan Poulton. Burnham wear blue and white halves, and the new captain for Slough, number 8, James McClurg, obviously a leader off the pitch, a real Trojan, a real warrior and terrier. He's out there to, have his competitive first cap as captain this season, and we've got some new debutants, as Mick said, in the Slough ranks. We've got Tom Moran, who'll be right back. We've got Rhys York, who'll partner Guy Hollis at centre back. Still Adam Fowler is injured. He's currently in Vegas celebrating his 30th birthday, so I'm sure he's having a fab time out there. We've got then 2 new attacking players, which is George Frith and Alex Wytham, Alex Wytham's had a really good pre-season. They've scored a few goals between them, and they're really kind of impressing. They're slightly different to some of the players that we've had at Slough last season, but they're very, very positive players and like to get on the ball, like to get in and amongst it. As the benches, for your awareness, are over the far side. I can see the Slough bench slightly. We're just to the right-hand side of the pitch, on the main side, as the referee, Mr. Stephen Daly, just leads the players out. Jake Somerville just does a big jump in the air, dressed all in yellow, and there seems to be a good number of people. How many people would you say are here? Maybe 300?
Certainly more than we'd have at Beaconsfield. Probably 320, 330. I'll count them if you like.
Yeah, if you could. Mick's going to do that, although he's northern, so he might not do it. And as we're just doing that, I'll let you carry on, Mick. I want to be nice to take a photo of the players. Carry on.
Sorry about that, John. He's just shaking hands now, going across the Burnham players, just shaking hands with the Slough players. I assume they're going to go to our right-hand side. No, they're going to go to the left. No, changed their mind. They're going down to the right. So Slough, theoretically, it will be playing from left to right as we look at it, or to the car park end as it is. I hope when they shoot it doesn't go over the car park and bash into my car, because I'll be a bit miffed. But we're just starting.
I'm just leaving Mick hanging as we're getting a little bit distracted by the local PA, which has got quite a lot of feedback as Slough make their way off left, all very energised. They're just doing their fun things, and there's a lot of young mascots on the pitch, which is always nice to see, Mick. Some of those young mascots out there.
There's a full team of mascots out there.
I know.
Another photograph for them.
They're lining up as well. I'm not sure who they're playing. Hopefully they're playing the bigger boys. But the keeper for Burnham to the right, Reading, is wearing a very luminescent top. He looks like he could be doing roadside work. But Slough just having a little chat, just almost getting into a huddle there, just kind of getting aware. They all look very out for this. They look very, very motivated, very, very hungry. Luke Knight, a squad player, just going around and just geeing all the boys up a little bit. And just kind of as final instructions, it looked like Dobson's going to line up on the left, Frith in the centre wearing number 9, with Wytham just kind of in white boots, as Mick will love, just having a look round. And the final few moments here before we get kick-off, as it's exciting. Sorry for the disruption of noise. There's a little bit of it. Hello to Lee Rumbold, if he's listening. I suspect he might be over there. He's recently done very well, and we'll look forward to welcoming him back later in the season. But he's recently done very well as the captains are called together. And they're having a photo. I don't know whether Clergy's going to be able to be seen over all those mascots. Some of them are reasonably high compared to Clergy. He's not the tallest.
He's not, is he? Bless him.
So the referee's not either, to be fair.
No.
So it's all go here. Hopefully the tannoy will stop soon. But as Mick said, the conditions here are good. It's a good location, good day for football. Not a slight breeze, which will be with Burnham, who are going to be shooting from left to right with a slight hill, but it's kind of a slopes towards us as well, Mick, on the side that we're at.
Yes, just a fraction. It looks fairly flat, but there might just be a little bit of a slope towards us. I don't think it'll affect anything today. There's not much wind.
No.
If you look at the corner flags, they're not really blowing a great deal. The one to our left is a little bit, but nothing really spectacular.
No. So we'll just take you through once again quickly the team sheets. First of all, for Burnham in goal, James Reading. Number 2, Manny Saki. Number 3, Ryan Phillips. 4, Brad Hewitt. 5, John Munday. 6, John Christian. 7, Nathan Webb. 8 in captain Nathan Poulton, 9 Kofi Lockhart-Adams, 10 Zach Joseph, and 11 Jack Hutchinson. Slough have won the kick-off, I would suggest, and they've spun them round, so this is their first small moral victory, Mick.
It is. We're now going to play from right to left.
Yeah, just to confuse us, Slough are now playing from right to left. They're having a little huddle. Jake Somerville, dressed like a banana, is going off to our right. And we'll go through the Rebels team. In goal, 1 Jake Somerville, 2 in debutant Tom Moran, 3 Ryan Parsons, 4 Guy Hollis, 5 debutant Rhys York, 6 George Short, 7 Johnny Dyer, 8 and captain Jamie McClurg, 9 Jorth Frith on debut, 10 Alex Wytham on debut, 11 James Dobson, and then on the bench we've got Ben Edwards, Adam Cornell, Jake Parsons, Scott Harris, and debutant again, Darryl Thomas. As Slough have conceded the kick-off, we're about to get underway with Mr Daly. Burnham playing in their white and blue halves, shooting from left to right, and we're all underway. Let's hang on and let's hope that this will be a Slough victory.
And all the Slough fans are making their way around from behind Jake's goal round to the opposing goal, where the goalkeeper looks like he's just come off a building site.
And we're underway, and immediately the ball's played back to Saki in the right back position, but Dobson puts him under pressure, nicks the ball, and Johnny Dyer inside, pass it out left. Dobson on the left hand edge of the box, looks to cross it in, dinks across him, but there's no one there. Plenty of time for the left back to hook it behind, and Slough immediately have a corner. We've played barely 15 seconds and Slough already have a corner. It looks like Dobson's interested, but that was good from Dobson early on.
That was an excellent move. It was just a pity the final pass wasn't there, but Burnham panicked a little bit and just hoofed it out. He had plenty of time. If somebody had told him, and now we've lost the ball over the boundary wall, so we need another one. We're back in that position again at these grounds where the ball will disappear and we have to get another one.
Yeah, many people sporting purple polo shirts from the Slough victory in the Kettering final commemorative, as Dobson, dressed in very orange boots, on the far side away from us with the linesman in close attendance, looks to get this left-hand corner there. Slough kept 3 back, which is Ryan Parsons, McClurg and George Frith, as the ball's brought in towards the back post, but headed well clear there by the Beaconsfield defender. But now a little bit of time for Wytham. First touch of the ball, but a bit of confusion between Wytham and Dobson, and the ball's cleared long straight up to the Burnham attacker, who's now chipped the ball forward from Monday. Monday hasn't quite got his angles as yet, and the ball is out for a throw-in for Slough on the first side, but positive start from Slough.
It is. That was good. Another good move there, and we lost another ball over the dugouts. And
the very tall Moran on the far side, playing right back. He's quite a tall lad, throwing the ball long up the line and looking for Johnny Dyer, but taken off his feet by Christian. And Christian now plays the ball forward, but in there Moran puts a big challenge in, and it's out harmlessly for a goal kick. Mick's nearly losing his papers. We need to work on that. Come on, Mick, pay attention. And it is still goalless here, as Reading's just placing the ball on the floor. It looks as if both teams have kind of set up with 4-5-1. Johnny Dyer's up there alone, Dobson out left. It looks like Wytham is out right, with Frith kind of playing in front of McClurg and Short. They're kind of tucking in. Parsons at left back still as normal, and we're just waiting for this kick. So Reading clears the ball long. Rhys York surrounded by 2 Slough players, but they come off, and Beaconsfield are rewarded free kick, where Moran's just judged to, I think, be pulling back there.
Burnham.
Zach Joseph.
Burnham, not Beaconsfield.
Sorry, Beaconsfield. It's just there's too many of those players, but it was just there. I think it was Zach Joseph was pulled back, and it's now a free kick for Beaconsfield. Burnham. I will start saying the right team at some point. A free kick 10 yards outside the box on the far side, in line with the corner of the box, and it looks like to me Zach Joseph is interested in this.
Ryan Phillips has left it.
Yeah, there's some discussion as to what's going on here, but they're just standing over it. Is he going to shoot? Is he going to cross? I think it's stepped over. Ball driven in, dangerous area. Moran clears it up to the edge of the box. Wytham heads it away, still deep in the Slough half, but second time Moran, a bit more purchase on it, up towards Johnny Dyer. Dyer up against Monday. Dyer wins that ball there. Ball hooked clear again by Phillips. It's all a bit tense out here. The ball's spending quite a little bit of time in the air, but they're Slough pressing forward, and now Dobson's going to put pressure on Reading as after the back pass, and Reading clears it long and high, and Hollis is underneath this one. Hollis wins that ball well, but second ball's won by Burnham, and Burnham now have the opportunity to charge forward down the Slough left, but Parsons comes across and does an awful pass, but thankfully it falls to Moran. Deep in the right back position, he clears up the line, and Johnny Dyer, almost on his knees, chests the ball back, but it's being held out by Poulton. Has a touch into Christian as well. Christian on the centre circle for Burnham, touches the ball out left now. Burnham just happy, and Monday again launches the ball down the channel, but Moran's equal to it. Lots of head tennis at the moment, Mick. No one's putting a foot on the ball as yet. as Short just loses out there, and now the ball's up with Joseph, and Joseph has turned nicely, pulls a trigger, but that's a daisy cutter all the way back to Somerville. Somerville will just sit on the ball, and the threat is averted after 4 minutes, still goalless here. Slough had a kind of an early opportunity when Dobson and Dyer combined well, but won a corner, and the kick goes long from Somerville. But no challenge whatsoever, and Hewitt's underneath that without any problems, and then a jump by Poulton who completely misses. McClurg down, Short on the floor to McClurg, and McClurg, good challenge there by Poulton in centre, falls back to Rhys York, and Rhys York angled ball into Dobson, who's deep in the box, pulls the trigger, but it's with a bit of anger, a bit of venom, but it goes wide, draws the first applause out of the Slough fans. So what do you make of the start, Mick?
Yeah, very scrappy. Like you said, a lot of head tennis. James didn't quite get over that one and didn't really trouble the keeper, but it would have been a spectacular goal. But unfortunately, way over the bar. But it's not a bad start.
No, there's a little bit of noise. Both benches quite subdued at the moment, but just Baker standing up and Underwood a little bit. That's the furthest I've seen them stand apart for a while. Normally they're in each other's pockets, but
they are.
They're quite a few yards apart, but. I think that maybe it looks as if perhaps Burnham are also playing kind of a 4-5-1 with then both Hutchinson on the right and it looks like Lockhart Adams on the left, pushing forward to kind of perhaps cheat a little bit. And I think it'll be interesting because it's almost both teams are playing 4-5-1, but it could almost be a 4-3-3 at times.
Yes, it could. There's Lockhart Adams up there. I think Zach Joseph's dropped back now, as is Jack Hutchinson. So
I think it's very fluid, I think is the way you describe it. A bit of a commentator's nightmare, but it's quite fluid. As Hollis heads the ball clear, but falls to Hutchinson. First chance, but his touch is heavy. And in comes Frith with a little touch, and Parsons just has a little moment where he's having the throw. George quickly gets it, Frith that is. Takes a touch and clipped forward by Parsons, but well headed away by Hewitt. And now there's plenty of time for Rhys York to pick up the ball up to halfway. Nice short ball to Swytham, but picked his pocket by Burnham, who've started sharply. And now they've got plenty of numbers forward, and Parsons comes all the way forward but misses the ball. Now Hutchinson up against Hollis, passes around, and there's two Burnham players almost up against one another. Crosses the ball back edge of the box, and there's no one there. But that was a chance for Burnham early doors, and Short takes a ball long raking ball, finds Dobson up pretty much by himself, but up against Hewitt. Overlap now from Frith now working on, but picked up by Dyer left hand edge of the box, has a little bit of time, pulls the trigger, blocked by Saki, and it's now coming free with Webb, and Webb takes a touch. Webb last season Beaconsfield player of the season, but Rhys York found himself in the right time. It's a bright start now. There's plenty of energy out there.
Yes, very, very bright start. Both teams have got to watch the defence though.
As now Christian picks up the ball inside midway inside the Beaconsfield half, looks to play a ball through, but Somerville's coming a long way. But thankfully Hollis comes and clears the ball. I think that was good in the end. It was decisive action at least. It wasn't after you after me mode, but Burnham have started at tempo as they now throw the ball quickly from Saki into Hutchinson, who makes a run. The reverse ball was far too late from Zach Joseph, and Short now heads the ball clear, but only as far as Christian, who's been involved a lot, and now back to Short, who'll keep the ball on the deck, play it across right back to Moran, midway inside the Slough half, back inside to defender York, who plays a ball down the channel, but unfortunately with the formation we're playing, it's not going to be much good, as it's picked up with plenty of time by Monday at the back, who's just bringing the ball out slowly. Hutchinson pulls away, peels left, peels out right for the ball, and he's got the ball now. Small build, turns inside. Simple ball inside to Christian. Christian now out right to Saki on halfway line. Dobson closing down, but good movement from there. And Hutchinson now picks up the ball on the D, but it goes out now to Wytham, whose first couple of touches haven't endeared him as yet. But George wants to get on the ball. Short now on the ball inside his centre pot. Doesn't want to look for too long. Plenty of time. Just Unders is screaming at him to calm it down a little bit. Plays a simple ball to York. York out right to Moran. Moran inside to Short. This is better from Slough, keeping the ball on the grass, and a ball from just too long for Alex Wytham on the far side, but a little bit better there from Slough.
Yeah, another promising move there. They're settling down. I think both sides settling down. Just going back to Jake rushing out there, it could have all ended in tears, but the defence sorted it out very, very well.
Sorry, I was just taking
it's now a throw into Burnham while on the far side by the away dugout, while John has a drink of water.
So if you're joining us late, it's a lovely day here, just a slight breeze. Slough playing from right to left in this first half. First game for both these teams this season in the Southern Premier. Last season, Burnham finished 20th, just above the relegation. But it was quite an interesting season, quite a turbulent season for them. They started off with Martin Stone in charge, who got them promoted the season before. He got them to a position of safety, and then once he knew that they were in a position of mathematical safety, there was a number of financial issues at the club, and he then stepped away at that point. As Slough, midway inside the Burnham half, are playing the ball around well, and now Dobson's with 3 players around him, but ball nicked off him by Hutchinson. He didn't like that very much, and now back to Saki, but Dobson's still working like a terrier. Hutchinson inside his own half, up to Kofi Lockhart-Adams, and he's having a little run at there, gives Hollis a good old shove, but the referee's not giving anything there. Plays the ball forward through to Captain Poulton, and now inside Hutchinson. Burnham moving the ball away round, but that's not a great pass there. Hutchinson straight to Alex Wytham, but again his ball was rushed to fifth, so neither team quite keeping possession. The ball's off to the right hand side, where Moran, under pressure, can only find Nathan Webb, but Nathan Webb calms it down, gives it to Mundy in front of the Slough bench on the far side. Moran has to reach tall, and the ball goes out of play, and another hectic period of play just ends.
Yes, it has. Another ball gone out to play as well over the stand. Throwing to Burnham on the far side, halfway inside the Slough half.
Welcome to you wherever you may be listening all over the world. Please do tweet us at MyFC Rebels Radio. If you're on MyFC, send us a note on the forum, ask a question. If anything you need to know, please do let us know. Or if you want to join in with other people, we know there's you listening all over the world. What's the weather like? What's your summer been like? What's happened to it? Short. Well, our summer's been queer. As Short is on the ball. You did well there, Mick. Short's on the ball. Clips the long ball forward to Johnny Dyer. Just gets to leave it off it by Hewitt, but it falls to Dobson. Dobson and Saki. That's an interesting battle down there. But Saki's got the ball now.
Yeah.
Now it's George Frith, who's a very slight player, but he gave it away. He showed a good physical strength there for such a slight man.
Yes, his mouth ran away with him there a little bit. Fortunately, not many people could hear that one, but
it's a free kick to Burnham inside their own half, which Hewitt takes short to Webb. Webb now looks out left, hooks the ball out left to left back Phillips. Phillips clips the diagonal ball, but Parsons is equal to it. Parsons heads it across, and now Alex Wytham has a chance to take a couple of touches. Just needs to calm down and settle down. He's looked good in the pre-season friendlies. Finds Johnny Dyer's feet with a nice little ball, and Johnny Dyer's now heavily involved. And the captain Poulton's on the floor scrabbling around. There's Johnny Dyer's incensed. Johnny Dyer's going to clatter someone in a minute. He still hasn't got the ball. As the ball comes out to Hutchinson, and the referee then brings it back, and he wants a little word there. He's the referee there, Mr. Daly, is pulling back in one of I think it's Dobson there, who might have just clipped Zach Joseph, as Zach Joseph was making a little bit of way.
I think it's Firth.
And Firth
he had some afters.
Did he say something perhaps he shouldn't have done? But the referee's calling over him and George Short as well. So you couldn't have two Georges of different stature, could you? Really, out there?
No, you've definitely got Laurel and Hardy out there, or Little and Large. Let's put it that way.
The two Georges are definitely there, trying to make their impression. And he's like a little angry man, isn't he, George Frith?
He is.
But
he could be trouble.
He's quite slight. As we've got Phillips lining up. Burnham have played the ball around a little bit better than Slough in these opening 10-15 minutes or so, haven't they, Mick?
Yeah, I think they have a little bit, but we're still in it. We've defended quite well.
As Phillips and Joseph stood over the ball, 20 yards outside the D. Players all gathered round, buzzing around the edge of the box. Somerville shouting instructions. It's going to be from Joseph. Curls one in towards the back stick. Somerville up well. Flaps at it a little bit, gets lucky, and it comes through his hands, but not his best moment. He needs to. He's now looking just to calm it down. I think not to get the ball away too quickly.
I think he had an attacker and 2 defenders with him there trying to put him off as well. If truth.
As the long clearance from Jake comes to the keeper, and Redding goes all the way through, but Johnny Dyer's just underneath it. He had the red mist to send there for a minute, Johnny Dyer, didn't he?
Yes, I think he did just a little bit. We just need to calm down. We can't afford to get suspensions at all this season if we can.
No, I mean we're suffering with that at the moment.
Injuries.
I mean Ed Smith's suspended for a couple of games. Luke Knight, who joined us from Barton, got a suspension last year. And then, rather harshly, it looked like Poulton was backing into him. Poulton, the tall head ginger, was up against York, but Burnham were very quick to get the ball moving again, aren't they? And for those of you joining us late, we have played approximately about 13 minutes here at the Gore, Burnham. Slough's first away game. The Slough are drawn away. It seems an odd fixture for a Saturday afternoon, doesn't it, Mick?
Yes, it does.
It's a real local derby. It's actually closer. Burnham's ground here at the Gore is actually closer than Beaconsfield, where Slough play their home games. It's a little bit odd, but an away game's closer than a home game. As it looks like Phillips on the far left-hand side for Burnham. Another free kick given away by Slough. This time Reece York. They're all lots of players congregated towards the edge of the 18-yard box in a big huddle. a two-man wall for Slough. Ball driven in from the left, hooked towards the back post, and Hutchinson came through, took an air shot, and Dobson now has an opportunity to clear it away, clears it away long, but there's only Johnny Dyer upfield, heads it back to McClurg. McClurg back out to Johnny Dyer. Johnny Dyer having a little touch, but Hewitt's instructed to hook it, and he doesn't quite get there as then Christian and McClurg have it. As it's all a bit frantic. It is a bit like a local derby at the moment, isn't it, in the best sense? Not that I'm sure many of the players come from Slough.
Yeah, it is very much.
Good ball there from Bruce York, finds Alex on the left hand side, drags it back dangerously, but Hewitt clears out well left, but he'll have a second go at this as George Short, edge of the box, drives it low, and Redding's very well behind it, and now rolls it out quickly to Saki. Burnham will come straight back at Slough here and have an opportunity to attack. He's got plenty of grass in front of him. Pass it short to Hutchinson, who takes a touch. Back to Saki now, as Dobson's now back in position for Slough. Looks for a long ball forward, and it looks like Poulton's playing quite a way forward as the skipper and putting pressure on the back two for Slough. But George Short, being grown into the game, playing a little bit of touch. Now McClurg's forward. McClurg, advanced position, out to Dobson now. Dobson with Saki in front of him. Dobson just nutmegs him, but doesn't go after the ball himself fully. Blocks the ball, and it's going to go out, I think, in the left-hand corner for a goal kick to Burnham and an opportunity to catch breath.
There's a lot coming down this left-hand side at the moment with James Dobson. He seems to be getting past Saki, the fullback, but the defender came across there. Possibly Saki is a weak link, and the defender had to come across. So I think Dobbo was away there.
Yeah, it's not yet to settle fully, but it's a bit like a local derby. But there's plenty of players breathing out there. It'll be interesting. Pre-season doesn't mean much. Both these teams had a bit of an inauspicious pre-season. Plenty of quite a few lost games. As hooked up by Nathan Poulton, the captain, and Rhys York now in the corner, left foot clearance up the line, but only finds Poulton. But Poulton now to Alex, and George Short back up the line now to Parsons, and Hutchinson puts in a strong tackle, and there's plenty of shout out there. Christian, referee being very clear. Stephen Daly in the middle hasn't really had much to do as yet, and the near side assistant is telling Ryan Parsons exactly where to take it, and Parsons doesn't look terribly impressed. Long ball up the line. Short underneath it, flicks it on in the direction of Johnny Dyer. Monday's now behind it, and George Frith pushing up forward, and now Alex Wytham gets pushed off the ball a little bit too easily, but does well. And now Tom Moran has an opportunity, first time ball towards the edge of the box, but well headed, clear by Hewitt. Ball's ricocheting around, and it's cleared by Burnham up over halfway line, and now Rhys York will pull it back in the right back position. Looks for a long aerial ball, testing Saki and Dobson seem to be clambering on Saki there, but nothing doing, and Saki now wins that battle and has the opportunity to clear, but he'll still been under pressure from Dobson, ex Burnham player, so there's a little bit of feeling there, and now he's accused of having a foul, and didn't see much in that, Mick, really, did there?
There wasn't, but we've had 3 or 4 at the moment, all of them against Slough, and there's going to come a point where the referee is going to take somebody's name in a purple shirt.
Yeah, so Slough playing a slightly different formation to last season. They seem to be playing a 4-5-1 with right back Moran. In the middle, the centre pairing of the right centre back of new signing Rhys York, left centre back the ever dependable Guy Hollis, left back Ryan Parsons, and then in the midfield it's quite fluid. George Short seems to be sitting just in front of the back four. Underneath his header here, free header, wins it well, heads it up in the direction. Hewitt hooks the ball, but it's gone out of play. Had time to take a touch there, but just chose against it. But it'll be a Slough throw. There's a little bit of discussion as to where Ryan Parsons just having a little word with the linesman as to whether he actually wants to move, because the throw-in didn't look to be there where he's actually given it, and he was just asking if he actually wanted to move all afternoon, but perhaps in less colourful.
Yes,
vernacular.
The linesman didn't indicate where the throw was.
There's plenty of players in and around that midfield area, and they're just yet to take a full control in either people, as George Frith hooks the ball out right to Tom Moran, asking a little bit of him, but the ground helps in there, slows it out. So just in front of the Burnham bench now, Alex Wytham, small short field ball across to George Frith now on the centre circle, looking to got a bit of space, decides to run, plays a simple ball through to McClurg goes round 2, but the ball comes in from Monday, crashes off Webb, and now it'll be Phillips to clear the ball long, and the ball's held up well there with good strength by Kofi Lockhart Adams, and Adams plays a good ball through in the direction of Joseph, but Joseph just doesn't quite come off for him, and the ball's through to Somerville.
It is definitely a local derby. There's about 4 miles between the two sides, really, 4 or 5 miles between the two sides. It's pretty scrappy. It is quite tense, and as I say, I think there will be a caution probably before half time the way it's going. We've only played 20 minutes.
Do you think there'll be any sendings off at all, Mick, or anything like that? Are you calling any of those that game? Does it look like that sort of a game to you?
Hopefully, if there are a couple of cautions, it will calm it down, and I hope there aren't. On either side, to be fair.
As a long clearance there from Reading goes out harmlessly for a Slough throw. Slough just now defending deep, with Hollis with his long throws taking it. Both benches not really too animated at the moment. A few of the Burnham subs just going away to warm up, but there's a lot of bodies in that midfield. There's potentially 10 of the 22 players all in and around the areas. George Short once again targeted from that throw, flicks the ball on. McClurg after it, but it was headed back by Monday, who actually appeared on the bench for a few times last season for Slough. Just when he was at Burnham, he re-signed under new manager Gary Meakin, but he was on the bench as Parsons clears the ball very long, and Monday telling the assistant what his job is, just tells him that it's offside, but it's now to Phillips, and it bobbled horribly just in front of Phillips, who then tests the keeper Reading, but he hasn't cleared that very well. It's only as far as Alex Wytham, and now he's getting screamed at by Moran, but inside to Dobson with plenty of players around him. That was just clipped by Poulton. The Slough fans ironically jeer that a free kick's been given to them, and Dobson might fancy a little bit this out. It's probably a good 35 yards out, centre of goal. But he with a slight wind behind him, he might fancy a little bit of this.
It's probably worth a little crack. We're not using the spray paint at this level, are we? Unfortunately.
No. You could get out your shaving foam or something if you really wanted, Mick.
I thought it was a great innovation in the World Cup, to be fair, and I think they use it in the Premier League.
Certainly, some people joke that it lasts longer than the England team, but I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I think that's true.
I'm not quite sure what the comment is. Plenty of players standing over it, but I think Dobson's saying no, this is mine. So there's a good sized Burnham wall of, I think it's 5 significant players there. Dobson line it up with his bright orange boots.
Taking a fair old run up.
He smashed the ball in, but it's harmlessly wide of the left-hand post for Reading, and he's taken the goal kick quickly. And I don't think the managers will be too happy with that, as Saki nearly trips himself up, as he's got plenty of time down in the right back position. Clips the ball up the line for Lockhart Adams to chase, and Lockhart Adams uses his strength, and there's nothing doing from the referee, and Lockhart Adams draws the trigger, left hand shot, but that's a couple of times that Hollis has been physically held off the ball by Lockhart Adams. That's unusual.
Yes, and I didn't think the ball was within playing distance there. I thought there should have been a free kick, but
it remains goalless here at the Gore. We've played approximately 22 minutes, so we're nearly halfway through this first half. It's yet to settle. Burnham have been perhaps just shading it, I'd say, Mick. They've kept the ball well and haven't really panicked, as the ball played there off the McClurg, who's in his first game as captain here, just trying to lift the team a little bit. Both teams kind of cancelling each other out at the moment. Yeah,
I think possession-wise, Burnham have just shaded it, but we've had a couple of good chances. The free kick from Dobbo was wide, but then he had another shot earlier.
As Moran up against Lockhart Adams, tussling well, and George Short comes in strongly, concedes the throw in, and then just tries to clip the ball away, but it's taken quickly. And Poulton tries to hook a ball across field towards Hutchinson. Seems to be their out ball, but he's well cut out by Dobson. And now Parsons got a little bit of room in front of him, pursued by Hutchinson. Hutchinson's got plenty of energy. It'll be interesting to see how long that lasts. But Saki now, who started strongly, hooks the ball up, but Dobson in the left back position tries to control it, pass it across to Moran, and Moran up towards Johnny Dye. He's got that thankful task on a hot afternoon of being the single player up front. Dobson wins the ball, and now it's the first opportunity for George Frith, really. Saki going backwards, pass it to Dobson. Wasn't really the right ball. He should have cut inside there, but they've won the corner, and so Slough now have their second corner, this time from the left, and it looks like Alex Wytham's going to go across and take this, so it'll be an in-swinger, and some of the big defenders go forward. Meanwhile, the short George Frith goes back. Burnham leaving two out, which is Lockhart Adams and the winger Zach Joseph. So there's plenty of pace up there. As we're just waiting for Wytham to curl this ball in. Plenty of movement in the box. It's going towards the back stick. Free header for Reshawk, blocked. Appeals behind the goal for a handball against Monday, but the referee was certainly not interested. But it's fallen to Reshawk, left-footed cross in. George Short under it, heads it, only as far as Wytham. Blasted all the way across, but the assistance flag is up. But Burnham certainly didn't look that sure of themselves at the back there, did they, Mick?
No, they didn't. The Slough fans are complaining it wasn't out, but seeing as how they stood behind the goal, I don't see how they can possibly see that from there. The linesman was certainly bang on the corner flag when that went out. But that was a good move. We couldn't see the handball. There were 3 or 4 players in the way.
And it was a very short distance between the head of York and Monday. Monday couldn't really do very much about that.
It would have been very unfair, I think, if that had been given. It was kicked quite hard at him, to be fair. I didn't see if it hit him or not.
Has any one of the new players for Slough stood out for you as yet? Have any of the new players for Slough stood out for you as yet?
I'm liking the look of Rhys York at the back. He's quite commanding.
As Poulton wins the header against George Short in midfield, that's quite an even battle. They're almost identical size for size there. The skipper ex Beaconsfield cycle player is getting himself about a little bit. He's putting the work in here as Parsons takes a throw up the line, up to the tall of 2 of them, but just left underneath it, and then over Saki, who's got Johnny Dyer in attendance, and then another chip ball through back to the keeper Reading. He's certainly had a few difficult balls to just plenty of time, no pressure from Slough. Ball driven up long to Lockhart Adams, and that's a good battle up there against between him. The ball's hooked forward to Hutchinson, and Hollis just gets in there just early and quick enough, and just trying to calm it down. But Burnham have got the opportunity to attack now, and Saki's going forward.
And if I remember rightly, Lockhart Adams scored quite a few goals last season.
He did, and Hutchinson was very much a main man for Beaconsfield as well. They like to get him on the ball, and Hewitt had time but chose to head it forward. But now Monday's got plenty of time. He'll take a couple of touches for sure. He's looking out to clip the ball forward there and out comes the keeper and doesn't do very well. He misses the ball altogether, and Zach Joseph sits on his bum, not impressed, as Monday seemed to go back through the back of Johnny Dyer, and Johnny Dyer sat on halfway line with his back. Meanwhile, play continues. Phillips up the line towards Joseph. Joseph, heavy first touch. There's certainly a local derby feel as some of these challenges are going in and aren't for the faint-hearted. Ball up to Johnny Dyer, very alone, up on the halfway line. Sleeping there from McClurg, and Webb comes in well and nicks the ball off him, but he then loses out to Alex on the far side, Alex Wytham that is, and just not quite settling down, is it?
No, it's not. It's definitely got the feel of a local derby. And first game of the season, neither side wants to lose, but it's quite frantic.
Yes, long clearance there from Monday. Found only Moran and then Short, who's returned the ball now to Monday. So Monday got a couple of time, wants to overplay it a little bit, but has given the ball away to Alex Frisch. And now Johnny Dyer lacks control, but Hewitt does his no-nonsense job very well, clears the ball out. And it's perhaps a Slough attacking throw for the first time. It does certainly seem that the vast majority of the fans here today are Slough. I can't see anyone behind that Burnham goal vaguely towards to the right side, except for some Slough fans. There's quite a few good numbers sat out the sun on this hot afternoon that we're sat in as well, isn't there, Mick?
Oh, I think we're outnumbering them, that's for sure. Whether we will on Tuesday at Hereford's a different matter. But
yeah, I think that Hereford situation is interesting, as Hollis has gone forward under the shade of a big tree on the far side to take the long throw. He's screaming and shouting at Rhys York and George Short to move around in there. They're both being well marshalled though by their Burnham equivalents. As the ball comes in, and Tom Moran accidentally heads the ball after Poulton clears it for us and lofted in there, but Hewitt's once again strong in the air, and then it looked like an elbow in there from Christian on Dobson. Dobson's not very happy, and then George Frith gives the ball away, just nearly tackling Hutchinson. He's very, very keen, and now Hutchinson played in down on the right side, into the right hand edge of the box, crosses the ball through, but Moran does well, passes the ball through to McClurg, who just gets it away. George Short now has an opportunity, back to McClurg. McClurg plays the ball nicely onto the halfway line, and ball ricochets out to George Short. There's plenty of passion as Webb puts him under pressure, and ball just overhit from McClurg, but decent football there from Slough for a moment. Yeah,
that was a nice bit of play. It's probably the best bit of play we've seen. About half a dozen passes.
Burnham do look to be going long quite quickly, don't they? There's Phillips and Monday in particular have played a lot of quite long diagonal balls, so they obviously fancy Lockhart up there against Hollis and against Rhys York. But they are, I mean, it's unusual because Beaconsfield really like to play the ball around on the floor a lot, but they seem to be playing it forward. As now, George Frith inside to Dobson on the centre circle. To Johnny Dyer's feet. Johnny Dyer under pressure. Nice little flick to McClurg. McClurg pulls the trigger from a long way out, harmlessly to the wide of that. And I'm sure all Burnham fans will be quite happy if they restrict Slough to those sorts of chances.
Yeah, I think there would be as well. It wasn't particularly a great shot, nowhere near on target. And if it had been, I think the keeper could have dealt with that with his eyes closed. But we've had it at both ends. So
we're coming up to half an hour played. It's still Burnham 0, Slough Town 0 in this Calor Premier. Oh no, not Calor. Sorry, is it Reading Shore this season? I can't remember. Is it still Calor?
Calor, yeah, Calor Premier.
Calor Premier. Calor Premier gamers. Balls way forward, and once again Poulton won the flick on, and the assistant has given it again to Parsons, and it seems to be almost being the exact same spot that he seems to be taking every single throw in from in this first half. And once again we're going to see as Dobson just having a breather. A little bit of banter going on with the referee at the moment. Parsons up the line. Short flicks it on purposefully, and then Saki up against Johnny Dyer, and Saki wins that ball. McClurg just left on the floor there by Christian, and I think there was a little foot in there, and it might call for the first physio treatment of the game. He's just sitting down and just having a little look for Slough.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was deliberate. I think he just caught him. He's up on his feet. Yeah, he's a tough lad anyway. He's fine. He doesn't need the physio.
Super Kev is stood down again on the far side. All the management team in their new snazzy blue outfits for this season. They all look quite smart, don't they, over there?
Yeah,
Bake certainly looks a little bit slimmer. I'm not sure whether it's an optical illusion.
I think it's an optical illusion.
Okay, perhaps it's because he's a long way away.
Yeah.
As Parsons looks to take this free kick from the centre circle, look towards the far outside. Reece York underneath it. York wins the header, and then there's decided on a goal kick as the ball falls behind on that far left hand side as we sit, and once again Reading will have the opportunity to take it. Reading did a good job for Beaconsfield last season. He was certainly key to them finishing 8th in that league. He performed well. I think most Burnham fans coming today, if they haven't been down to pre-season, wouldn't have recognised an awful lot of these players from last season. There isn't much carryover.
No, they seem to have gutted the team, don't they? But I think a lot of teams will have done that this summer. I know Hereford have, haven't they?
Yeah, as Moran wins that header up against Poulsen, it's straight up in the air and he wins the second ball. It's yet to fall, but now Joseph on the far left, without Moran in position, has the opportunity to cross the ball, and it goes all the way across goal, and now Hutchinson's going to have the opportunity, takes a touch towards the byline, cuts back, but Parsons is wise to it because Hutchinson just lost his feet up the line towards Dobson. Dobson now up against Saki, still deep in the Slough half. To Johnny Dyer's feet. Johnny Dyer back to Dobson. Dobson puts an aerial ball in for Alex to chase, and it's Monday, who's not terribly versatile, with his wrong foot, just sends it aerial, and it hasn't gone very far. And now, well won by Christian, and Webb's battling around for it in midfield, and Webb comes away with the ball. Where the referee's just telling Johnny Dyer to cut something out off the ball, as there's plenty of now Slough have the opportunity to get forward, and there's just a little cynical clip, and now Johnny Dyer's being asked to go over and explain himself by Mr. Daly. I'm not sure exactly. Did you see what happened there off the ball?
I think he opened his mouth, to be honest.
I think it was something that they were doing off the ball as the ball left away. Johnny Dyer was left a little bit incensed, and him and McClurg, the best of friends off of the pitch, have been called over, and I think Mr. Daly, who seems to have kept control quite well, just making sure his rules are obeyed and exactly where the lines are. But the result is Slough are going to have a free kick midway inside the Burnham half.
Whatever it was, we had advantage, so why the mouth, I don't know. He has stopped it for a free kick now, but we had advantage, so I don't know what the mouthing was for. Yeah,
and Alex Wytham slightly on the near side, kind of midway inside the Burnham half. To the left-hand side, he's going to look to curl this ball in towards the far post, perhaps just outside. There's a whole group of Burnham and Slough players there, and they're attacking it, but it's just too much. It was a good area, but they just didn't quite attack it enough, and it's gone harmlessly out for a goal kick.
Reece York went for it, but was far too late. Nobody else was in there, and it's gone harmlessly out of play. Oh, out comes the buck. Thought it would do.
Johnny Dyer is not very happy at all, and he's continued to talk, and he's talked himself into the book, which seems a bit silly in these sorts of days. He was booked, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he said something as the ball went out of play. Absolutely no need for it at all, and that's the first caution of the game, which I thought would come before half time. Surprised there's been only one. Yeah,
and it's not been necessarily for the challenges. It's been more for the kind of stress and the tension of it, as Reading loses his bearings there and sends the ball out over the home dugout, and the ball's thrown out the line, and the ball falls to McClurg in midfield. McClurg, harassed by Webb, holds the ball up short, now takes a touch out to Moran in front of the Slough dugout, looks to curl the ball in, but well won by Hewitt, and Hewitt has headed the ball out. It's now full by Hutchinson, and George Frith's on him immediately, but it's still holding the ball down, and a long ball played forward, but that's comfortable for York. It will fall to Poulton, however, who clips the ball forward, and now Hollis is called upon to hook the ball clear up into the air, and now Poulton, he's everywhere. He's pulled the ball up there, and now Parsons out to Alex Wytham. cuts back inside, looks for a crossfield ball. Great ball into Dobson, who unfortunately couldn't take it in his stride, but he's now cut back inside. He's going to cut back inside further, pulls the trigger, cuts it back across goal, but that's comfortable and easy for Reading. But there's an opportunity there.
I think that's the best ball Whittam's played. It was just a fraction too long for Dobbo.
It was an amazing ball. No one else was seeing that ball, were they?
Very good ball was that. He hasn't done a great deal, to be fair, apart from that, but that was an indication of what he can do. Then quite happy with that.
We've been told on the chat board that it's definitely not Calor. Calor are not sponsoring this league any longer, Mick. They've given it up as of last year, so there we go. We stand corrected, as we often do.
It was Calor when I looked last week.
Oh well, perhaps the website hasn't been updated. They didn't do the best when they were releasing the fixtures and everything else. So I'm likely to side with the experts at home as Webb's battling around for that ball just inside the Slough half on the far side, and Moran quickly takes the throw in. And Mundy's all over the back there. That was unnecessary because he was on the halfway line. He wasn't going anywhere. It was a bit idiotic, if I'm honest.
Who's sponsoring the league then?
Well, exactly. I'm not sure if it is at the moment. And now Alex Witham up against Hewitt down in the far corner on the far side, and he's just trying to win the corner, but Hewitt's gone to ground. And he's clumsily given away the corner there as he was on the floor. I don't think he meant to do that. And Slough will have another attacking forward. York and Hollis go forward, having a quick chat with Moran, who's had some height up there. The shorter players coming back. George Short obviously remains there, and Dobson just down on his haunches for a minute, just letting them know what is the call for this specific free kick. I know they've been working on them in training. Dobson, left-footed, far side, going to curl the ball in. Some Slough players gathered on the edge, others now moving about. They're running out, there's groups running in. The referee's keeping a good tight eye on this as the ball's hooked in. Punched well clear by the keeper Reading, and who's going to react to it first? Zach Joseph reacts to it first, takes a good few touches, and now he might send Hutchinson on his way. Now it's a foot race, and it's Parsons does well, plays it back to Somerville, who's got plenty of time here, but that was good from Parsons, showed good speed up against Hutchinson's, and now the ball's out in the right back position with plenty of space for George Frith to take the ball forward. Cuts it inside to George Short, back to Moran now. Slough just happy to keep the ball for a moment. They're under a lot of pressure though here, is great, nice touch and turn there, and now through goes McClurg now inside the cuts inside to Alex, who's not afraid to shoot. Shoots from on the out as he runs across goal, and it's over the bar, but that was much better from Slough.
Didn't trouble the keeper, but it was a nice shot actually.
As we are in the
better.
Final 10 minutes of this first half here at the Gore, Burnham, it's still goalless, and the referee's now saying, can we have another ball? Whoever lives behind that, if they're into football, they'll be doing very well, won't they?
Yeah, they will sell them back. Especially
with the shooting that's on show today from there. David said it's the old website mix, so yeah, not sure about that.
Right.
There's a few players just taking opportunity to have a quick drink, and Gary Meakin's just having a little word there. I'm not sure what he's trying to get across, but another ball's been found, and Reading's now around to take this goal kick. Not in any particular hurry, he seems. I think the sun beaming through as we just see Luke Knight walking past us, ever looking gorgeous as the modern day Jesus. In his flip-flops as well as everything, isn't he?
Yes, and his permed hair as well. Looks lovely.
Yeah, he's. We look forward to seeing him pull on the Slough jersey at some point in the next couple of weeks. Ball taken by Reading, well judged by Parsons, and now good battle in the middle there by Christian. Christian's very strong, but now Alex Witham on the switched over from the far side from Dobson. It's working out well. Good touch and turn by George Frith, but quite a lot more on. But now Slough coming into this over the last 5 minutes or so. Short's now got time. Midway inside, outside the boot, flicks the ball through for Johnny Dyer, but headed away by Hewitt. Only as far as Poulton, down in that deep left, that closed down by Dobson, but does well. Finds Joseph on halfway, and Joseph tries to turn away from Reece York, and Reece York's holding him back there. That's a cynical foul from Reece York. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes in the book for that, and I think you can't really argue with that.
Out comes the book. I think it's called taking one for the team. He wanted to make sure everybody got back because there were only a couple of defenders there.
That was very much a tactical foul, shall we say there.
Yeah.
So York, the second player to be booked in this match after approximately 37 and a half minutes, almost 38 minutes, so we've got only 7 and a half minutes. Not many stoppages in this first half, is there, Mick?
No, we haven't had the... we haven't had the trainers on at all, have we?
I'm not sure whether there was one there for that Zach Joseph injury, as Burnham choose to take it short quickly. And now Webb looks out left to, I think it's Phillips out there, and Phillips just ball out, throwing on the edge of the 18-yard box now for Burnham, who are really end-to-end stuff here. Short throw to Joseph, and Joseph trying to come inside, plays it back to Christian, edge of the box, but good challenge there from McClurg, and Slough have the opportunity to break away. Dobson now up against Webb, passes it inside, but the ball doesn't find its intended target. Slight breakdown in communication. Now They look to be trying to find space for Hutchinson in there, but he's not quite up to it as yet. Parsons is doing well in that battle, and he looked to clear the ball up the line now. He chips the ball forward, but it only finds Christian, who takes a touch. Now it's an attacking, but well cut out by Hollis. It was essential that he did that, because otherwise there was 2 Burnham players through on goal. Short up to halfway line. Simple ball out right to Moran in front of the Burnham dugout to Dobbo on the left hand side. But one back by Burnham, and now Webb has an opportunity, does well to trick George Short. Long ball once again up for Lockhart Adams. Somerville comes out a long way, heads the ball. I think he was given that mostly on the shout rather than anything else, because they're both entitled to challenge for the ball there. But Somerville came out of his box, headed the ball clear. Lockhart Adam with his momentum went down and knocked him over. But I think there wasn't that much in that, Mick.
I don't think he went for the ball.
Okay.
I think he was looking at Somerville there, and I think it was a fair decision. And the referee's just telling him so, I think, as well.
So interesting there, but yes. So maybe just been told to calm down a little bit, because he did leave it in a little bit after. But you could say he was entitled to go for it. I think it depends on what school of thought you're from. As Somerville now will have the opportunity to clear, still goalless, no real clear-cut chances. Plenty. They're still like boxers feeling each other out, aren't they, Mick?
Yeah, but I think we've settled down a lot better. We're not offside now. Just to say that we're offside.
Yeah. Is
that Jamie looking? What, me? I think Jamie's looking and saying, what, was I offside?
And there's plenty on both teams' benches to do this. Plenty of freshness out there, so it'll be interesting to see if there's any changes made at half-timers. Ball back with Reading. Reading clears out left, long, up towards Poulton. Poulton flicks it on well, but not to great effect, and it'll be a Slough throw-in as we almost approach the final 5 minutes of this first half.
Wayne Dobson's moved out to the right-hand side, now on our far side.
Wayne or James? James Dobson out. Yeah, James Dobson and Alex Wytham have swapped. It seems to have played dividends in the last 5 minutes or so. There seems to have been a bit more challenges. McClurg somehow wins ahead against the much taller Webb, but Poulton again clips the ball up the line in the direction of Lockhart Adams. Lockhart Adams up against Rhys York down in the far left corner. Clips the ball back through. Danger here for Slough. Turns, but the shot is nowhere near, and not testing Somerville, and it's out for a goal kick. It's for 0-0. It's quite an exciting game, though, Mick.
It's not been bad. It's settled down. I think the last 20 minutes it's settled down really well. But I think we've had the better of it. As I say, Dobbo's everywhere. He's moving back into centre now, but he's given up on Saki on this side now, and he's moved out to the right-hand side. So I think that's the fluidity you were talking about. We've got Johnny Dyer on this left-hand side now.
Yeah, Johnny Dyer just giving some advice there, which is nice to see for Alex Wytham there. Just saying what he wants as the ball comes long from Somerville. It looks to have found its target. Hewitt's underneath it, and now Saki will just push it out. But there was clearly some tension. A bit of wind as Mick's papers start to fly everywhere because he's not keeping hold of his papers very well. What are you up to? Right, throw in taken, long, one by Parsons. Parsons flicks the ball through, but not on quite the same wavelength as Johnny Dyer there, and the ball's back with Reading. As we just settle down, managers must be just, you can see Underwood and Baker on the far side, just having a little bit of chat. What are they going to be saying at half time? What are their key messages? Similarly, Meekins just looking at his watch, just understanding what time do we have left. As the ball out towards Lockhart Adams on the near side, flicks it inside to Hutchinson. Hutchinson has the opportunity, overcomplicates it, very heavy touch, and not much doing there as Somerville has the ball in his hands once again as we go into the final 2 minutes of this first half. Still goalless here at the goal. At half time we'll play you an interview from earlier in the week with John Underwood and Neil Baker that was their kind of aspirations or whatever else for this season. You might not be able to hear the whole interview, so if you miss out on the end, please do go onto the Rebels Radio YouTube and listen to it at another time. Don't listen to it in the second half because we're here still.
We will be broadcasting on Tuesday from Hereford, by the way, just so that you're aware.
Yes.
Kick off 7:45, provided we have a game. There have been protests outside the ground today, so we'll have to wait developments.
Yeah. It just seemed to be a slightly, again, an unnecessary foul there by Monday on, I think it was Dobson or Dyer down there. I think it's Dyer picking himself up and probably just, again, let the referee know that, hang on, I keep on getting kicked here, and you're booking me for talking to you, but I'm getting kicked about as there's some men walking with their beers and burgers. They look very happy with themselves. The sun is out. There's plenty of people enjoying the sun and the beer of this August afternoon. Slough just deciding who's going to take this kick in as they're moving around into the box, and there's plenty of movement going on in the box. Dobson's nowhere near ready to take it, but he's just 10 yards in from the far side, midway inside the Burnham half. Left-footed curler, in swinging towards the back post.
Oh.
York with what looked like a free header, and Rhys York's absolutely adamant that it was a corner, but goal kick's been awarded.
I think it was actually a goal kick there. There's a lot of wrestling there with... I forget who it was. I think it was Ryan Phillips.
I think it was Hewitt, actually.
But Stewart wrestling about there.
But yes, once again, Reading now on the ball. I'm not sure we're going to have too much injury time at the end of this first half. It remains Burnham 0, Slough Town 0 in this first game of the season. And big Rhys York under a little bit of pressure here after that. Hooks the ball clear. It's still going to fall inside the Slough half. But McClurg wins it. Hooked back clear by Monday. Now Lockhart does underneath it. Falls to Hutchinson. Both teams need to be aware. George Short just does enough to clear the ball. Now back to Alex Wytham. Alex Wytham clips the ball up the line towards Saki. Saki underneath it, but heads it just up in the air. And now Johnny Dyer is interested, but Hewitt does well to hook it clear, but only as far as Moran on the halfway line. Instructed to bring it a little bit, but plays the ball in long. So now Johnny Dyer's up against Phillips, and Dobson has the pace, crosses right foot ball into the and well defended by Hewitt, but it shows the pace that Dobson has there up against Phillips. That's a dangerous battle, and yet another ball is needed. They must go through some balls here.
Johnny Dyer was just behind there. If the defender had missed it, he only had the keeper to beat there.
So Slough end the half as they started, going into the final kind of 15 seconds. They started with a corner after 15 seconds. It might well end with a corner as Dobson on the far side. It looks like Alex Wytham's going there for the short one, just pulling a player out. But no, they're just deciding they're going to swap it, and actually Alex Wytham's going to have it, so it'll be an outswinger now. Dobson was making his way back edge of the box. Can Slough nick a goal? With both sides fairly level in this first half as we go into injury time. Clip towards the back stick. Reading runs underneath it, and now it's conceded another corner from Webb on the other side, and Wytham has the long trip all the way across, but Rhys York was underneath it. The keeper was caught a little bit underneath that one, Mick.
Yes, he did a little bit, but we've got the corner, and this could be the very last one. I've seen the referee looking at the watch.
Yeah, neither team has a particular height.
He's checked both watches now.
Neither team has a particular height advantage, with Hewitt and Poulton in there certainly adding their height to it, and Webb's not short as well. So both teams have a good degree of height, as there's plenty of players all congregating around the back stick as the ball's crossed in towards the near stick, and Johnny Dyer free header, hopelessly wide, and that ends what has been an interesting first half.
Even Stephen.
0-0 half time.
I think we've ended the half slightly better than Burnham. Initially they were slightly better, but I think we've covered the ground better, and there's hope for us in the second half there. But a couple of cautions: we need to be very careful second half that they don't turn into a second yellow.
Yeah. The referee's just having a little word there. I'm not sure who it's with exactly. I can't see over there, but it's
Burnham.
Yeah, I think it's Webb. He's just having a little conversation with Webb just to understand what's going on. I'm not sure. And also, Zach Joseph seems a little bit interested as the Slough management team just make their way off. The subs make their way onto the pitch. Warren Harris, still injured, still looking as gorgeous as ever. He's working his hair today. I think his mum's washed his shirt. It's very clean. He's just making himself. But we'll hand you over. We'll leave you now with a Rebels Radio interview from earlier this week, and we'll come back to you just before the second half continues to just let you know if there's been any substitutions and hopefully commentate on the exciting second half. Thank you very much. Hello and welcome to a Rebels Radio season preview with both joint managers Neil Baker and John Underwood. How are you, boys?
We're good.
Yeah,
good.
Very well, thanks.
Good.
Very well.
If we sat down in May next year, what does a successful season look like this year?
Well, it's a tough one, really. I mean, I think we'd like to have a good cup run, good FA Cup run. I think that would be positive, and for us to have just had a sort of season whereby we've improved as a squad, and we're sort of there or thereabouts. I mean, obviously we'd like to say that a successful season will be promotion, but that's a hell of a shout at this stage of the season, having just come up. But I guess we'd like to emulate what Gosport did a couple of seasons ago, really, by sort of going up and then going up again. But you only have to look at all the other sides in the league to realise that's not an easy task, and it's going to be a very, very tough season. But yeah, I mean, to be successful in the league obviously is the number one priority. And then the FA Cup run, which I think most people would probably say themselves. Don't know what you think, John.
Yeah, I agree. I think one of the disappointing things about last season was we didn't make progress in the cups. We had a couple of quite difficult draws, to be fair. We went out to some good sides, but it's important. It's important for bringing money into the club. I know the chairman will be very pleased if we can go on an FA Cup run, and obviously we're coming around later. We've got a home draw against, it'll be aside from a lower division, so we've got a good chance of getting into that second qualifying round. And then you're only a few games away from the real big boys. So yeah, that is a focus. But as Bake said, over and above everything else, it's all about the league and seeing how high we can finish.
And are you going to break that down into small chunks that, say after 5 games, where do you want to be at Christmas? How as managers will you assess it as you go along?
Well, we won't be setting a points target. I think we'll go out to. I think it's important to get off to a good start. Having said that, last year we didn't, and we still got promoted. So, we do want to get off to a good start, get some points on the board. I think as much as Bakes is right, it is a big shout to talk about promotion. You've got to go into a season planning to do that, and for us that means keeping 5th spot in our sights. If we can get to Christmas and we're not, we're not too far away from that, we'll be happy. Because I do think it's a side that will get better as we go through the season. We've got a relatively young squad. We've got some new players in the squad and some new partnerships that need to form. And I do think you'll see the best from this squad after Christmas, very much like we did last year. So it's about being not too far away come Christmas, really.
And what have you both learned in the last season, over the last year, since you joined Slough, that you're going to take forward and bring to this season that's going to make a difference in your success?
I think one of the biggest things is we're very open to change now. I think in the past we went into last season with a squad in place and we felt that squad would be enough and it wasn't, and we had to tinker with it and move people on and bring people in, and I think that's probably one of the biggest things myself and John have sort of taken, especially after the last year, because the year or 2 years prior to that we had a very stable and settled squad, whereas I think over the last sort of 6 months that's changed quite a bit, and I'm sure it will change as the season progresses. We might not need to, however we might need to, so I think it's just being open to sort of change really and adapting to circumstances.
I think a good thing that we've found as well is that Slough is an attractive club for players to come to. There is some pulling power there. There are sides in the league that pay more money than us. Absolutely, there's some that pay a lot more money than us. But in terms of the stature of the club and the number of fans and the good away following we have, players like playing in front of good crowds, and that's one thing that we can offer at Slough. And so if we need to go out and get players, we think we've got a good chance of doing that. We've kind of opened up a lot of avenues now with clubs at higher levels that we speak to managers regularly, and we've kind of opened up our radar really on players. We used to have a kind of a smaller network of contacts, and we're building that all the time, and I think that's certainly helped recently with the lads we've brought in recently, and I think that will be the same moving forward. We're very loyal to our players, but if players aren't performing and over a period of time, then we will look to make changes, and the players know that.
Talking of players, which Slough Town players should people look out for this season, and why?
All of them. I think it's difficult to really sort of pick any of our players out individually. I think they've all got huge plus points. And it's a good squad of players really. I mean, funnily enough, me and John were talking last night over a couple of beers about what our strongest 11 would be, and at the moment I don't think either of us were quite sure what it would be, which is good. It's one of those sort of things that you want to have as a manager. Not necessarily knowing exactly what your best 11 is, because there's sort of 14 or so players that could be in that best 11. So I think that's quite good. So there's nobody that I'd specifically pick out. I mean, you can obviously say people like the Eddie Smiths, the Johnny Dyers, Warren Harris, etc., etc. But I just think it's a cumulative thing really, and as there are no superstars in the side. you know we're a hard working team, so I wouldn't really pick it.
No, I think one thing that's interesting with this squad is it is a very young squad this
Yeah.
year. You know, I was thinking, and I think that the side that we're planning to put out on Saturday will probably have kind of 7 or 8 players 22 or younger, which is you know quite unusual. And what that means is we've got a side that we hope will grow and improve, and it will be interesting to see which of those, particularly these younger lads, which of them really come through, and you know we think some of them could go on to be too good for this level, and that's what you know that will be interesting to see which ones really flourish at this level of football, because you know we want to go higher, and I know some of these lads do, so it would be very interesting to see how we get on this year.
Talking about other clubs and other, you know, we know, Neil, you're a very busy boy going around looking at all these other players. Is there anyone particularly from other teams, other squads that's, you know, spiked your interest and you're really looking forward to either seeing how they get on or watching what they do?
I think there's a number of players, you know, throughout the league. You know, you look at somebody like Truro, just re-signed Barry Hales. You know, he's a ex-Premiership footballer, and you know you've got lads at St Neots, Weymouth. You know, I used to play against Tim Sills growing up, so I know Tim very well. You know, and he's a really good striker. You know, at this level, and you know Stuart Yetton, I remember playing against him when he was playing at Truro, and you know he's a very good striker. You know, you could literally probably go around each side. You know, and there's players that have played you know at high levels and will cause problems for us. So I don't think there's specifically anyone that I would look at. But
no, looking at it, it's a very strong league. You know, you look at your fixtures, you look for kind of an easy run of games, and there isn't one. There won't be one. I think every game's going to be tough. You know, very hard to pick out a side that you think will go and win. And a lot of people are talking about St Neots, who have improved a lot from last year. They've signed some very good, obviously the 2 lads from Chesham. Some of the sides like Poole, Weymouth, Cambridge, Hungerford. They're, you know, very, very strong league, and I think we're looking forward to that challenge of playing real strong sides every week. You know, I think sometimes last season where we struggled was against the so-called lesser teams, the smaller clubs, where it's their cup final playing Slough. That won't be the case this season. It will be, you know, every game will be a real tough game, but a good quality game, and we're looking forward to the challenge as managers, and I know the players are too.
I think also the difference between some of the sides this year is they have stronger and bigger squads. I was reading somewhere that Hungerford have got 7 forwards, you know, in their squad, which is you know a lot of players, you know, and a lot of strikers to keep happy. But you know, I just think there'll be a lot more strength and depth throughout the league, as opposed to you know possibly teams in our league last year where they would maybe have a strong 11, but they wouldn't necessarily have much beyond that. And I think that might be you know one of the biggest differences this year. And I think we've actually improved our squad as well. So I think we're in a stronger position than where we were last year as well.
What do you both think are going to be the greatest challenges you're going to face this year, both perhaps on and off the pitch?
I think kind of just building on what we just said, the kind of the intensity that you know there won't be an easy spell this season. It will be, can we keep up that performance level you know throughout the season, and what do we do if we do lose a couple of games you know consecutively? Will the players respond to it? You know, we want, you know, that may happen. We're in a level higher, and you know, so that will be tough. The fact that every week you go into a tough game, I think the travelling comes into it. You know, there are some. You know, we start next week with first midweek game is a trip to Hereford, and that brings challenges. You know, we already know one player that won't be able to play because of work commitments. There may be 1 or 2 others that struggle because you're talking about leaving at 3:30 in the afternoon. So that will bring its own challenges as the season goes on. But it's about us having a strong squad. So if we're missing 1 or 2, we're still strong. That's what it's about.
To be fair, I mean that is a perfect example. Hereford, really, you know, that is probably one of the toughest away games we'll probably have all season. You know, obviously unless you know one of the longer trips gets you know postponed or whatever. But I mean, Hereford on a Tuesday night is not easy, and it will open the eyes up for everyone, I think. But at least once it's done, you know. And And to be fair, I think we get quite a bit of our travelling out the way in the first sort of month. Really, we go to Weymouth, we go to Poole, we go to Hereford. So it's in that respect, it's probably quite good. I mean, I actually don't think the travelling's too bad. It's there are obviously a few trips where there are, where it is a long distance, like your Biddeford, your Truro Roads. But vast majority of the games are normally within a sort of an hour and a half, I would say, for most people. And in reality, in this day and age, an hour and a half isn't really a long time to travel. I mean, I know lots of people that travel an hour to work every day. So it's I don't see it as much of a problem. And the thing is the higher you want to go and higher you want to play, the more travelling you have to do anyway. So I wouldn't have fancied doing it in the South and West League last year, to be honest, because every trip was 2 hours plus pretty much. But in this league, you've got some local derbies and ones that are like 45 minutes, an hour away. So I don't think it's a huge problem.
What are you both most looking forward to this season?
I think for me it's some of the grounds we're going to visit. As Blake said, going to Hereford, we both played there. It's a proper non-league ground or league ground. Some of those places like Weymouth as well. Dorchester, places that we've some we haven't been to, some we have, but not for a long time. And they are proper non-league grounds with history and hopefully better pitches than some of those we played on last season. I think as you go up, generally the standard of pitches improves, which suits us. And I think pitting our wits against some very good managers as well. We want to develop as managers, and we had some great battles in the league we've just come out of with other managers, and we're looking forward to doing that next year with some, as I say, with some good quality.
Welcome back, and you're joined again here at Burnham. It's just the two teams are back out on the pitch. Slough came out very quickly. I'm joined by Aid. How are you, Aid?
I'm good, John. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very good. I'm not too bad at all. I'm enjoying this first half. 0-0 at half-time here at the Gore. Quite an even first half.
Yeah, tight game. Not a lot of decent chances. Slough have had tested the keeper a bit better, but you're waiting for something to happen in this game at the moment. It's just a spark missing, and maybe Johnny Dyer's the one with that spark. Yeah,
I think a goal might start. I'll just take you quickly through the teams. Burnham, 1 James Redding, 2 Manny Saki, 3 Ryan Phillips, 4 Brad Hewitt, 5 John Monday, 6 John Christian, 7 Nathan Webb, 8 Nathan Poulton, he's the captain, 9 Kofi Lockhart Adams, 10 Zach Joseph, and 11 Jack Hutchinson. And on the bench they've got Bill Abbott, Dean McConnell, Aaron Couch and Romain Walker. And the Rebels, what's going on? Is there a sub? What's going on over the far side? There's just some conversations as to just some clarification. I think they're sought by the referee Stephen Daly over there with the Burnham coaching staff. He's just counting players, which is very odd to see at this level, isn't it?
Something to do with not sitting down on the bench by the looks of it.
Yeah, very odd. Anyway, sorry. The Rebels, who'll be playing from left to right in the second half, slightly down the hill, dressed all in purple. In goal, number 1, Jake Sober wearing yellow. Debutant Tom Moran, number 2. 3, Ryan Parsons. 4, Guy Hollis. 5, Rhys Short, who's been booked. 6, George Short. 7, Johnny Dyer, who's playing as a lone striker. He's been booked. 8, Jamie McClurk, he's captain for his first game. 9, George Frith on debut. 10, Alex Wytham on debut. And 11, James Dobson. On the bench, Ben Edwards, Adam Cornell, Jake Parsons, Scott Harris, and new signing Darryl Thomas. As Slough are just pushing on down the left-hand side, and they've got a throw that Parsons will take. The Slough fans are all behind the goal to our right-hand side with your banner up, Aid.
Yeah, the flag's there. Fans are a bit quiet today. It's a bit kind of... I think
almost pre-season-ish, isn't it, really?
Yeah, the Burnham game's normally something that the fans get a lot of passion for, but it's not there today.
As Alex Wytham has an opportunity, edge of the box, cuts it back, but McClurg just steps over and it's out for a goal kick as Slough are just pushing on the edge of the box. Need to be a bit more clinical, and I think both teams just look that little bit rusty.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but Alex Witham seems to be holding his stomach, whether he's pulled himself or he's got a knock of some kind.
He's done what to himself on the pitch? I don't think you should do that.
But he's rubbing his stomach, so we'll have to keep an eye on that one, John.
Perhaps he's just hungry. I'm hungry.
I'm not surprised with the queues at the T-bar, eh?
Was there big queues, was there? I haven't sampled. As Reading away to our right with a slight breeze behind him, hits the ball forward and Reece York, who's been booked in the first half and having a good old physical battle, ding-dong in there, just heads it, but it's not gone anywhere. And now a stooping Guy Hollis heads the ball back to Jake Somerville, who rolls it out underarm, bowls it out to Moran, ex-Burnham player, plays the ball up the line to Alex Wytham, takes it in his feet, inside to Short. Short flicks the ball up, back to Moran. I think there's been told to keep hold of the ball. Clip down the line. Monday and Johnny Dyer. Johnny Dyer flicks it inside. Wytham now up against Hewitt. Hewitt, aerial ball, nearly hits us, nearly kills everything. Thankfully, all beer is intact. It looks like, and down in front of us, Moran will take the free kick. But that I was scared for a minute. There were you.
That's all right. Mick's standing next to me, so it would have hit him first. That's fine.
That's very northernist or sizes. McClurg takes control of the ball. Now Parsons back on the halfway line. All players in front of him. Plays a simple ball into George Frith's feet. Dobson does his best to keep it in, but the referee's assistant signals that the ball's out.
Yeah, I think George Frith is the person that can maybe do something in this game. He's a very talented young man. Seen him in the pre-seasons. He's got a very level head on him, and he plays as sensible all the time. So he might be the man that unlocks the defence here today.
And the referee's now just having a little word with John Underwood, who's got a bit of history here. He was sent off here once when he was Godalming manager for not agreeing with the referee. So he's got a little
I
bit.
thought it was because he was looks like the referee. They're twins, aren't they?
It could be Mini Me and Big Me. And so, yeah, anyway, as the ball's come forward, Lockhart Adams with it, but there was a good challenge there by Hollis. And now the ball, left-hand edge of the puck, is Zach Joseph up against Parsons, inside the box, far-hand side. Looks to put it back to Webb. Webb drives in a low ball, well-headed out by York. And soon, Slough will make it clear, hopefully. Parsons will clip the ball up the line. Only as far as Christian, but Christian's touch is very heavy, very poor. It gives McClurg a chance. McClurg pickpockets him. Back to Short. Short now, back to George Frith. George Frith, out ball, nice to Moran. Moran's got a bit of space, but looking for the ball again. McClurg will have it back and just give it back to Moran. Slough happy to keep the ball now. Just keeping the ball. No pressure on the ball really from Burnham at this stage. McClurg, plenty of time, clips the long ball forward. Flicked on by Alex Witham. Nice movement. Unfortunately, George Frith just in an offside position, but it was close. And now Webb and George Frith are having a little bit of afters there off the ball. As George Frith kind of claims innocence, but he was keeping the ball and dribbling it all away from Webb.
I don't think he's claiming that he heard the whistle there, but he did clearly.
So, yeah, perhaps it's because the referee's short. Monday now with plenty of time, plays the ball into the centre of the field. Going nowhere though and putting themselves under a bit of pressure. Hewitt has to go back to Reading. Reading now clears the ball out, but only as far as Wytham. Wytham returns it, but unfortunately Johnny Dyer was in offside position. Now Reading will have a better opportunity to make a better fist of it this time with no pressure. Picks the ball up and he'll be clearing out of his hands.
It's good to see Slough doing the pressure there. There's Johnny Dyer and George Frith chasing the ball down and making a bit of space there for Witham, who's wasted the ball. But Tom Moran seems to be the player getting involved with a lot of space on this second half.
Yeah, it's interesting the football, and he's just now having a good battle up against Zach Johnson and using his strength.
Rubbish ref.
And the obviously neutral, aid says that perhaps wasn't the exact mark. That
one player stronger than the other player goes down. The referee falls for it. That's terrible.
And Burnham will have an opportunity to put Slough under pressure here from a set piece. 5 or 6 yards in from the touchline on this left-hand side. Phillips stood over it, and also Joseph looking to curl this in. 10 yards outside the box. Curled in towards far stick. Straight into Somerville's, who makes a poor fist of that as well and takes about 3 or 4 touches. Now Parsons closed down well by Hutchinson and stops the quick breakaway from Slough. No real pattern to the game.
No, I think the problem that Slough have got is that they're not sure if they're playing a 4-5-1 or a 4-3-3, and they're not deciding who's going to go forward. So it'd be interesting if anyone comes on the second half.
Yeah, there's plenty of attacking options on the bench for both teams. As Moran now on a half-time tries to clip the ball through to Johnny Dyer, but didn't see Webb. But Webb makes an awful fist of it. Now McClurg out to George Frith. George Frith now out further left to Dobson. Dobson will have a moment. He's up now against Saki. Dobson round Saki, drives the low ball across, well reached by Monday, but not cleared. And now Saki's in the box. Dobson's a bit overeager, seemed to foul him, but referee hasn't blown the whistle yet. Puts Saki under a bit of pressure, but Saki plays the ball off Dobson, and it's a goal kick to Burnham.
Yeah, there's good play by James Dobson there. He's a player that I think this season could be a big season for him. He did quite well when he came in last season. He's very attacking. He likes to be a bit direct, but just got to work on that final ball sometimes a little bit more. The right ball sometimes in this game. We could have been 2-0 up.
Still goalless here at Burnham. We're about 10 minutes into the second half here, and no real clear chances for either team. Would you say?
Yeah, nothing spectacular. All the decent shots on goal have been quite easy for the goalkeepers, so we're waiting for a McClurg 40-yarder from the halfway line, I believe then.
I don't think we need that, as there's a bit more purchase from Reading this half with the strengthening wind behind it. There's some grey clouds over to the right-hand side here. Slough playing from right to left, have an opportunity now, and ducked under well, and George Frith flicks it in the direction of Johnny Dyer, but Hewitt's equal to it. But on the edge of the box, McClurg has an opportunity, smashes it off Mundy's face, and Mundy's not very happy at all there with Phillips. And now George Short has an opportunity on the ball, clips the ball in towards Johnny Dyer. It's too high, all the way through to Reading, but there's clearly not very happy. Mundy's making his feelings very known to Phillips there, that he's not very happy at all.
He's not the best of looking people, so take it in the face. It's not going to do him any harm, is it?
No, it might wake him up a little bit. Don't be so mean. As the ball's cleared all the way through, Somerville, they've just got to work on the distances. This is Somerville's kicking into the air. Both teams need to adjust as the keepers are clearing it to different things. But well won by Johnny Dyer, almost too well, and kept just in by Alex Wytham. Cuts inside, plenty of time to George Short. George Short, simple ball to McClurg. McClurg does well to step his body into it. Now midway inside the half, chips the ball out right. I think it's got a little bit too much on it for George. And it has. The assistant signals that it's gone out, and Burnham will be able to clear and relieve the pressure. I think they're a little bit under the cosh to start the second half.
Yeah, McClure's getting a bit of space in this centre of the midfield three that he's playing, but it's just that final ball was a bit too much there for George Frith. Gave it a good chase, but it just went out of play. But Slough come out the second half a bit more positive. Burnham not really had much of a chance.
And what do you make of the debutants?
Tom Moran is a very good player. He's a very promising player. Not playing in his usual position, but he's had a good game today. As for Reece York, his partnership with Guy Hollis is something to look forward to. They're looking quite strong at the moment.
And some of the flair players are coming into it. And that looked like a bad tackle, but the Slough fans behind the goal are not happy with that. But it looked like Poulton caught Wytham from behind there.
Definitely caught him from behind there. Straight in front of the referee as well. And how he hasn't seen that is beyond us.
Anything doing. Perhaps there was a different angle. Perhaps he saw the ball as Hutchinson once again trying to get in amongst the ball where he likes to be. Ball played up, flower by Slough, and Johnny Dyer takes a bit of a theatric dive after a bit of contact from Mundy, but he is quite a big lad, Mundy, so that contact may have been a little bit more, but just the chance in this local derby that tempers may get a little bit frayed towards the end, as it looked like Zach Joseph just held George Short off the ball there as Guy Hollis comes out to meet it, but Phillips now looking forward, not a lot of pressure put on him at the moment. As they've tried putting Kofi Lockhart-Adams down in the far corner, and he tricks his way around Moran, edge of the box, plays a ball through, but only as far as George Short. I don't know if he realises he's not playing in purple today, but that wasn't very good from Lockhart-Adams. And now Burnham are on the retreat. Poulton on the halfway line, simple ball across to Hewitt. Hewitt with plenty of space and time will look the ball to get the ball out to Saki. Saki in front of his own bench. Under pressure from Dobson. Dobson carries on gambling, but well played through to Webb, ex-Psychod player of their season last year. Under a little bit of pressure from McClurg, who's still, as captain, that armband's given him an extra 5% of energy, but Hollis has done well, and he's going to get clattered from Joseph in a minute, who wasn't happy he gave the ball away, and play through to Johnny Dyer. Hollis is uncharacteristically a little bit far forward there.
Yeah, but Johnny Dyer was closed down by 3 Burnham players there. They don't want to lose anything today. This is a big game for them.
And Reece York, ex-Burnham himself, simple header back through to Somerville, but I think Slough have adapted better to the second half conditions that they face than Burnham at the moment. Burnham are not quite at the races, and now Saki under the ball, but Hewitt does very well. He's no nonsense. He's won everything that's been pushed his way in the air as Slough are trying to contrive, and he once again wins the ball. But Monday up against Johnny Dyer, and there's plenty of contact. Johnny Dyer just looks like he might have taken one in the head there as the ball's back with Saki, right back position. Plenty of time. Dobson not shutting him down very quick. But once again, Burnham have reverted to a long ball. There's plenty going on in that.
And he's giving it the other way. Oh, that's disgraceful.
And Burnham take it quickly. There could be danger here for Slough as they're up. And Joseph tricking his way around the edge of the box, but overcooks it. Guy Hollis is not very happy. Comes all the way back out to Poulton. Poulton, left-hand ball. Phillips will pick this up to cross the ball into the box. Phillip only straight against Tom Moran, and that is a wasted chance at the moment as Slough now have got bodies back. Hutchinson plays the ball through, and the referee's assistant does that. That was poor from Phillips. He should have been. He had plenty of players. You see that on the bench. Some of they're not happy. Underwood's got his hands on his hips. Just not seeming to get the rub of the green with some of the decisions.
2 players there backing into each other, and what happened there? They just fell over, and the referee's giving it as a foul. And how he can tell the difference between the 2 players is unbelievable because they're just backing in and falling over.
Yeah.
It's a quick free kick from Burnham and they've wasted a good chance there.
Still goalless. We have played over an hour here now, and Hewitt once again meat and drink for him in the middle, and Johnny Dyer's now up against Saki, and Saki does well to come across to the centre and cover. Monday, calm as you like, heads the ball back to Reading, and Reading will now take his time, probably roll it out and just try and take a little bit of heat out of the game for now.
Yeah, but what trouble there was Johnny Dyer was the only one forwards and no one was helping him out, and that's what he needs. He needs Frith, Witham and Dobson to get into that box and just be with him there.
Once again, a little bit flexible. Hutchinson seems to have gone a little bit more centre in the Burnham midfield now, with Poulton hanging out the left, Kofi Adams leading the line by himself, and now Wytham's up against the very, very slowies. That was almost like an oil tanker moving there for a minute, wasn't it? He looked like he was in treacle.
He's got the turning circle of an oil tanker, definitely.
He had at least a 15-yard head start, I would say, on Wytham.
I think once Witham decided to chase it, he'd made his mind up.
Ball thrown back to Rhys York. Rhys York will have an opportunity. Johnny Dyer, fast stick, wants the ball. It's overhit. Johnny Dyer does acrobatically well to keep it in, but Hewitt heads the ball away, and now Burnham should have the opportunity to break now with Hutchinson seeing more of the ball, but George Short's after him. But Hutchinson does well again, streaking away, attacking the Slough back four, but well defended. Superb defending from By Hollis. Very greedy play from Hutchinson. He didn't do well. Hollis again feels that he's been fouled, and now just need to do the basics well, I think, here. Both teams are getting a little bit agitated with both their own team and some of the opposition's behaviours. Dobbo wins the header, flicks the ball on, and the ball's out in between the two benches for a throw-in.
Yeah, neither team wants to lose this game. You can see that in the fact that they're not making the right decisions. They're panicking on the final balls. Slough had a chance there to break, but didn't take it.
Still goalless here as we're into the second half. No substitutes yet from either team. Kofi Lockhart just can't quite control that ball, and now Guy Hollis will take a long throw, looking for players moving. There's a lot of bodies in midfield. Both teams seem to be packing five in there, and then when they attack, there's numbers that getting forward, but when they're both defending, they're kind of cancelling one another out.
I see somebody warming up with a shirt. Is that Daryl Thomas?
Daryl Thomas, the new signing, who trained for the first two games, hasn't played a match yet for Slough. Seems to be getting stripped. As Phillips in the left back position for Burnham, looking long down the line, and once again a long ball played forward, and Poulton's underneath it, and this is where Burnham really should be looking to a different option, because they're just giving away possession.
When Burnham are playing the ball up, it's only number 9 Lockhart Edmonds who's actually the target.
Nuts.
And they're getting no help.
But Christian's now got the opportunity. Now they've got the opportunity to keep it on the grass, and out wide to Joseph. Joseph now up against Parsons, and Joseph, plenty of trickery, cuts inside, left foot daisy cutter, and it's gone once again left wide of the left post. Not really much threat up there at the moment from Burnham, but don't ever say that too soon.
It does really look like both teams are playing a 4-5-1 formation, John, and it's not giving a lot of opportunity for anybody.
So first substitute, and it is a substitute that we're expecting. George Frith is making way, and on comes Daryl Thomas. So this will be a change of formation for Slough. So on comes Daryl Thomas for George Frith to make his debut. He's an out-and-out striker, and I think that's where he'll play. He'll probably go and give Johnny Dyer some support. It will mean Slough will change their formation slightly.
It's a bit of a shame because George Frith has actually had a good game today. Very good player. A bit young, maybe that's one of the things that they're looking at, bringing an experienced striker on, but he's a good player. He'd be one for the future.
We've played about 65 minutes, Mick, I'd say, roughly. Although I'm not holding out because my clock seems to have kind of lost its battery a little bit, so we're having a little bit of a guess today. It's all right. You didn't have to drag it out there, but we've done it now, so the rabbit's out of the hat. Once again, there seems to be some confusion about the substitutes and where they're putting bottles and what's going on. Mr. Daly certainly getting involved over there with Gary Meekins and the rest of the substitute board.
It's almost as if every single person's in that centre circle.
Yeah, you could throw a tablecloth over where all the players are at the moment. They're certainly well in there. As Hewitt once again, he's had a good game, wins the ball there, but now out as far as McClurg on the floor to Wytham. Wytham out left to Dobson now. Dobson up against Saki. Is he going to take him on? Is he going to deliver? He takes him on outside, drops the ball in. Well cleared again by Hewitt, who's been strung out there, and it'll be a Slough attacking throw on the far side.
That was a lot better though. When the ball went in, there was 3 players in there for Slough. That's what we need.
Chested back to Alex Wytham. Now into the box, and Thomas is after Monday, and Monday agriculturally clears the ball out of the ground, and we're after another ball, please.
We're going to wait another 10 minutes for him to throw another ball on?
No, it looks like the manager himself has got a ball. What's his skills like? No, not bad.
Not bad.
Passes the ball down the line, and Hollis has gone forward from the back. There'll be a long throw into the box. Some car in the car park's drowning, I think, according to this man. He might be in the puddle himself. Long throw on the far side, in from Hollis. Plenty of players forward. Headed out towards the edge of the box. Johnny Dyer's underneath it. Volleys! Straight at Reading, who does very well. That was the first real chance, the first real effort on goal, and Reading was very equal to it.
Yeah, must have seen that one late, John. There was a couple of defenders in the way of that one. He's done well and picked up the ball as he's parried that first one.
But a poor kicker only finds George Short on halfway. I thought for 1 minute he was going to shot, but he chips the ball through, and Johnny Dyer's on it, and he's hit the ball over, and it's a goal! Johnny Dyer makes no messing. There's no horse celebration here, but Slough take the lead. But Johnny Dyer, the change has made a difference.
And yet again, it's a poor kick by James Redding in goal for Burnham.
Poor kick by Reading. Great ball
straight
through by
to George Short. Lovely ball over the top.
The keeper came out. He was in no man's land. Johnny Dyer hooked the ball over. It is Burnham 0, Slough Town 1.
And justification for the manager's taking that substitution there.
We've played about 65 minutes here, so Johnny Dyer carries on his goal-scoring streak. And that is great news for Slough. Let's just see how this settles. I mean, Burnham will now have to come out and do something, but that change of formation really worked. But once again, Reading didn't cover himself in glory. He gave the ball straight to George Short on the halfway line. Short took his time, measured the pass, and Reading... There's plenty of noise out there. The fans are just a bit more interested now. As Burnham get us back underway, Webb in the centre circle. To Hutchinson, and Hutchinson now looking to cut through directly, but two Slough players around him. Out left towards Poulton. Poulton back to Phillips. Phillips under a little bit of pressure, cuts inside to Webb. Webb now to Hutchinson. Nice 1-2. Webb gets it back, plays it off more, and it's not a back pass. And Somerville will gladly hold that for as long as he can, while Lockhart Adams is just in closer tendencies, in no particular rush. I can't see much activity actually on the bench itself over there for Burnham, but there are three players.
They've got a couple of subs warming up in the corner.
Yeah,
but
three warming up. Monday, diving header, clears it back forward, and Hollis returns the ball, picked up in midfield, but Christian misses it, and now Saki under pressure, and Thomas is interested for Slough, and Thomas just got tripped there, but the ball's been played across, and now Dobson has an opportunity, just leans into Saki, and Saki does well enough, and Joseph's now in a battle over there with McClurg. Still, there's a player down in the centre.
Brad Hewitt, I think he's got something on his back or his ankles.
Hewitt's still down, but Joseph attacks, crosses the ball through, but there's absolutely no Burnham players anywhere near that. It's unfortunate they need to change, but there's still a player injured. Hewitt's still down, and finally Daly actually responds, and this will be the first time the train comes on, and he's looking a little bit of discomfort there. Thomas is just going over to check he's all right. Oh, it doesn't look like Burnham have got a physio at all. So Super Kev's going on for them. I don't know why they haven't got a physio.
Very strange. It's normally pretty young ladies that come down and be physios now, isn't it?
Super Kev's
got to do something different.
Are you saying Super Kev's not a pretty young lady?
His hair's not long enough. He needs to get one of those hair extending wigs or something.
He did recently do the 3 Peaks Challenge, didn't he?
Sorry, 3 Peaks. Oh, right. Okay.
How can you talk about hair anyway? But Super Kev is giving Burnham treatment. I suppose it may be early in the season that Gary Meakin's taken over. They may be looking for a trainer, I suppose. But thankfully, Hewitt's up on his feet. He's just having a little look, but he's going to have to make his way off on the far side. Burnham are just using the opportunity to have a few little words. I can see Meakins and his assistant just having a chat. What are they going to do? What are they going to change? I'm
quite disappointed with the Burnham captain Poulton. He's played against us before for Beaconsfield, and he's been a really good player, but today he's just not been in the game. He's had no influence, and it's not the normal kind of game that he plays. So maybe it's a new team, new kind of surroundings. It's not settled in, but he's normally a very influential player. It's good to see him have a poor game.
Yes. Well, I wouldn't go that far. I never want another team to have a bad game. But Moran down in the far corner, just trying to take a kick. Flicked on by Wytham, up on halfway. Flicked on by Dyer. And now Thomas has a look at a touch. But Saki clears long and high. He's just playing temporarily in centre back position until they get Hewitt back on the pitch. And down in the far corner, Lockhart is with the ball, but just playing it through. And now Rhys York has the opportunity. Left-footed, long clearance, up to halfway. And now Hewitt's back on the pitch, up against Johnny Dyer. Flicks the ball to Webb. Webb's got plenty of time. Passes the ball out right to Saki. Saki drives chips the ball forward. Hollis underneath it though, heads it, but second ball's going to be picked up by Christian, but Short's in his pocket, and Hollis comes through well and wins the ball again. And now Thomas makes difficult with himself, but once again now Joseph finds himself in the middle, but doesn't do much with the ball. And Short comes away and passes the ball to Dobson in midfield. Dobson to Thomas's feet. Thomas just held the ball up. Well, poor tackle from Dobson on Monday. I think Monday's making a little bit of a...
That's so late. I think you're going to see that one in the Hereford game. That is a very late tackle.
Yeah, that was a very, very poor tackle. Stephen Daly's going to make no arguments there from anyone, I think, for that. Monday is going to be fine. He's popping himself up on the feet.
He's getting up. He's taken worse, but ex-teammate is just giving a little bit of retribution there. A couple of smiles between the two of them.
There's some confusion as to whether the commentary cut out, but I'm just confused. Can you actually hear us now? We hope you can. Let's just check what's going on, but... The microphone should be still working. It seems like it's still working. I'm hoping you can hear us. Please let us know if you can't hear us. But Calvados has had some issues maybe down there. But please let us know, because GizQL says yes, woo. And please just give us a sign if you can hear us. But meanwhile, the ball's harmlessly out. It's going to be a throw-in deep inside the Slough half on the far-hand side. Guy Hollis to take. And we're just looking as to what... Do you think the goal... Who's the goal benefited more?
Well, it's got to be Slough, but it's quite interesting to see Daryl Thomas. It's the first time we've seen him, and he looks a bit like a Bambi. His legs are all over the place, and he's a bit. I think you called him erratic. Maybe that could be the way.
Yeah, I think it's going to take some time to settle. He's only... I didn't mean to shout that, by the way, anyone in the commentary room. As some of us got the ball in his hands, clears it, gets underneath it, slices, and it's Alex Wytham underneath it, but misjudges the header. It's bounced out, and it's Johnny Dyer's kind of getting stuck in. It's not... Phillips is just going to take the throw up this left line. Poulton's underneath it. He wants to win the ball, but Moran's up against it. Moran comes through the back of him, wins it well. Phillips again. The referee's plenty of chatting there. McClurg's like a terrier. McClurg's after it as well. And now Webb on that. And Webb through to Christian, but Dobson does it well. Now McClurg's got a love rush in. And it's mistake after mistake here. The quality of football in the last 30 seconds hasn't been the greatest. McClurg...
Purpose skills by McClurg. Miskicking that. Surprise free, he miskicked it out as well.
McClurg did one of my golf shots from the edge of the green where he kind of stuffed it. And Johnny Dyer just seemed to get pushed. He's got three round him. Nutmegs... Paulson's ball headed through, but Hewitt again come back on, and now Short heads it through, but only as far as Hutchinson. Now it could be 3-on-3. It's Hutchinson's wind in his sails. Pass it out left to Lockhart Adams, two up against him. But
good defending by Guy Hollis,
and wins the throw. And as he plays it off Hutchinson, Hutchinson disappointed me a little bit. Really, he's had a lot of the ball, but he doesn't seem to be the figure he was at Beaconsfield last year. No,
maybe like you say, it's a different kind of atmosphere. There's more fans here at Burnham, not many. 1, 2. So
substitute. They've got an electronic board here for Burnham. So, and that's 2 for 15.
It's just one that you colour it in.
Oh, I quite like it. So it looks like Couch is coming on. It doesn't look terribly like Couchy, but they're claiming on, according to our team sheet, that's Couchy.
Couch is one of them. Kofi Lockhart, is it 9? Kofi Lockhart Adams coming off?
Yeah.
He's coming off as well.
So Couchy's coming on. So we've got Saki substituted, Lockhart, Adams substituted.
31, I think he's bringing. 31 is he, or 13?
31. I haven't even got 13 on mine. So
he's put on a 13 or a 31.
But we definitely know that Aaron Couch has been substituted on for someone. But the other one, as for the other
16.
16, we're saying 16. So it's Romain Walker.
The electronic scoreboard definitely said 31.
and it has as the ball bounces up and nearly hits us, you can hear it bouncing around on there. But yes, so we've got Romain Walker on, and also Couchy on who seems to be playing out wide right. So it looks like Burnham have gone for 3 at the back here.
Yeah, it does indeed. I saw Aaron Couch in pre-season, and he actually ended up playing right back for Burnham due to them going down to 10 men with injuries. So maybe he's playing a wing back. Yeah,
so Burnham seem to have gone to a kind of a 3-5-2 or a 3-6-1. It's as the throw comes in. Thomas gets underneath it somehow. Thomas still battling around in it, but Christian on the ball. Plays it out right back to Webb, who seems to be right back now. Clips the ball up centre, but Hollis is there as well. Hollis is going into this way, but only as far as Webb on halfway. Cuts inside, running forward through the Slough defence, but plays a kind of blind ball through, and Parsons is stood over it. Parsons clears the ball up towards the dugouts, and Poulton will pick this up on halfway. Heads the ball out, and that's got Slough some territory at least.
Yeah, kill a bit of time as well, just to get their ourselves back in after those substitutions by Burnham.
Yeah, as we're past the halfway mark now in this second half, it is Burnham 0, Slough 1. Johnny Dyer scored after about 75 minutes, I'd say. 65 minutes.
Yeah.
60. We're having some guesses out of it. It's about 60 minutes, and the ball's back in play now. And Burnham,
he's got one of those northern watches that goes backwards in time, hasn't he?
No, that's his wallet. As now the ball's run forward at pace, but Hollis is behind it. Hollis does well, clips the ball up, and now Thomas has an opportunity to spin to it, and now Johnny Dyer's in.
Johnny Dyer was offside.
Johnny Dyer was offside. I don't think Thomas was.
No, Thomas wasn't. Johnny Dyer was. The ball was played through there, and as the defender lost it.
So the linesman just given instruction that it was the ginger assassin, which titles up for grabs here, but as he's the only ginger on the pitch at the moment.
Apart from number 8.
For Slough.
Yeah.
You know, he's otherwise Ed Smith over the far side, looking cool in his shades, still suspended.
Even though the sun's disappeared.
He likes that. As Couch has a great run down the left-hand side, but without much end product.
Ryan Parsons guided him out there, so goal kick to Slough.
Another substitute about to be made. It looks like Scott. Who does it look like is coming on? It looks potentially like Harris. Do you think coming on?
I can't see. It looks like Scott Harris.
It does. It looks a bit weedy for Scott Harris, though. For me, it could well be Scott Harris, though.
Scott
Harris. I would suggest for Johnny Dyer a straight swap as the ball's bouncing around. No one took ownership of that. But once again, Hollis finds himself in the right place at the right time. Cleared by Parsons up to Dobson. There's a bit more tension, a bit more urgency here from Burnham now. They're coming into it strongly as Hutchinson's played in. Has an opportunity to run. Ball tries to play it through.
Guy Hollis again, just sticking a leg out to defend the ball.
And now McClurg has the opportunity out to George. George plays the ball out right. He's asking an awful lot of Moran, and it's a little bit too much. It was good vision there, but just a little bit much. But the ball's deep inside the half, and now another substitution. Johnny Dyer taking a well-earned break. Scott Harris coming on. Up to recently could have been injured, but he's going to get 15 minutes here. Johnny Dyer getting a good ovation.
Yeah, he's worked hard today. He's put himself about a bit, taken a few knocks, got a yellow cards, but more importantly, he's got the goal.
The Slough fans just giving a bit of an ovation. He's taking his time. Scott Harris certainly isn't going to be afraid to put himself a little bit out.
Not at all. I think he's going to dish out a fair bit of. You might call him a bit weedy in his white body there, but he's as strong as an ox.
I hope he doesn't listen to this, otherwise I will absolutely...
Does anyone listen?
I don't think so.
That's right.
I really hope he doesn't listen to this, because otherwise he's not going to take kindly. But anyway, at least he's the more masculine of the two Harris brothers.
He had been a headlock at the Slough presentation night.
I won't tell you what he did at the barbecue the other day, but I'm still scarred. As the throw comes in, short underneath it, Poulter now with the ball, just holding it up for Phillips to clip forward, and Phillips clips forward, but cleared by Reshaw. No nonsense. And
that wasn't a shotgun, that was just the ball landing on the roof.
Thank God I had a heart attack. Cambridge are 2-2 at the moment in their game there. And we're just waiting for yet another ball to come in. Interesting kind of final 10-15 minutes here. Would be lovely for Slough to get off the win. As Phillips takes a short throw to Hutchinson. Hutchinson takes a touch, comes home to Monday. Monday, inside his own half, looks to clear a ball all the way across to Webb in front of his dugout. Webb's first touch is very good, takes it under control. Now looking to where
Webb seems to be playing as the right back now.
And now Parsons just gets caught on the ball, and now it's Couch opportunity to have a run at him. Edge of the Slough box, right edge, chips the ball across the far side, and no one's there. Moran's going to have a look to clear it in, chips it forward. Now Thomas is going to have a run at. Thomas is going to have a go up against Monday. Monday's put all the way back to Reading.
Bambi.
And Reading now outside the edge of his penalty box, just centre of the pitch, looking to see where he wants to hit the ball. Clips it out right. Couch is facing the other way, so Parsons has an easy free header there up towards Harris's feet. Hooked on by Poulton, but a bit aimlessly, and through to Somerville now.
Yeah, Short and McClurg need to get hold of the ball in the centre midfield and just calm it down a little bit. It's just going backwards and forwards with no real control over the game at the moment.
As the ball's now played forward, Hewitt, once again, he's been a towering presence there at the back. Wins it over Scott Harris, but heads it out for a throw. And Parsons is doing his best slow jogging he can to get over there. He's certainly.
Do you mean he's got a fast setting?
I haven't seen his fast setting. But just inside of the corrugated stand over there, Harris wins the header, but Hewitt, once again, no nonsense, clears the ball forward long, and Joseph gets it under control. Back to Hutchinson, just on halfway, pursued by Hollis. Hollis clips it well. Hutchinson's not having his best day. And now cleared across the field flicked
Let it go for a corner.
Flicked on by Webb in the right back position, and it'll be a corner for Slough. Slough. It'll be interesting to see if they commit so many players
They're
forward.
going to take a quick one. Witham's going over to take it. Dobson standing there, just waiting for the boys to come up from the back.
So Burnham are very attacking now. They're leaving 4 players up from that corner. They're leaving all 4 up, so they're 4 on 4 at the moment. If someone clears, Dobbo's got to come forward. There's a certain lack of bodies forward, but it is 4 on 4. Dobbo's being screamed at to come back, and that was overhit. And Portland's going to have the opportunity to clear it. I don't know why he didn't control it and clear that long, because they were 4 on 4. Short throw taken by Hutchinson back, but Harris is involved, puts his foot in. Short's now involved, and Harris is now near the play, but Poulton out right back to Webb. Interesting tactics there from that corner, though.
Well, very strange, but element of surprise that Burnham had was wasted by a player that didn't seem to want it.
Yeah, leaving 4 players forward, and if Poulton had been more aware in that situation, he could have clipped the ball forward quickly and Slough would have been in trouble. But instead, Webb drives the ball forward, repelled there by Slough, by Parsons in the left back position. Hewitt again towering, but this time he's been adjudged to have been fouled by Harris.
It's about a foot difference in the height between the two of them.
And Mundy looking to inject some pace into this game as we almost enter the final 10 minutes.
Does anyone know why the Burnham shorts have ticks on them?
Have ticks?
Got box with a tick.
T-I-C-K.
That'd be it.
Yeah, T-I-C-K. No, I'm not sure. But it might have something to do with the sponsor. As McClurg does well, brushes Couch off the ball, plays the ball off Webb, and it's going to be a throw to Slough on halfway line. Crowd are quiet. You could do with them getting behind Slough to kind of encourage them.
There's no spark, is there, John? There's nothing that's happening in the game to get the crowd into it. And the sun's gone in. It's all coming over cloudy.
I think that might just be your vision. As another plane takes off, and he's going to come overhead shortly, as the ball's headed forward, and now Thomas has an opportunity to get it forward, but it's well defended there by Webb, and Slough will have an attacking throw in which Dobbin have. Slough not many
going forwards.
No, Slough not committing so many players forward, but this time Burnham aren't committing or keeping forward quite as many people. It's left to Joseph, who's on a halfway line, marshalled by Hollis and York, and short throw by Parsons. Thomas now on the ball, trying to keep hold of the ball. Just seems to lost the ball there to Webb, but played it back, and now Christian clips the ball long forward up to Joseph. Joseph flicks it inside.
4 on 3, and
now there's plenty of Burnham players forward as Walker's running through, tries to play it out left to Couchy.
Well done, John Moran.
Moran defends well. Couch should have cleared better, and now George clears the ball long. McClurg just gets a little toe on it, but Christian will pick it up, and a good tackle on there. A headlock, and Harris is straight in there, and it's all kicking off here, and Harris is right over there to throw it in, but it seemed unnecessary. Christian seemed to keep him in a headlock.
Christensen had McClurg in a headlock
on the ground after he didn't like.
Harris charged in.
Christian didn't like the tackle from McClurg.
It was a good tackle. He won the ball.
I can't believe he's going to book both players. I don't even know what McClurg has done wrong there. He's been headlocked on the floor by Christian. His tackle was fine, and he's got booked for it. If anything, I'd have booked Christian, and I'd have booked Harris. That was a very odd decision there.
And Burnham seem to think they've got a free kick out of it as well.
Yeah, it'd be just very interesting to see what's happening there. As Daly's
chatting to the linesman. Anything else? They're not going to give another one.
It's a throw-in. It's a throw-in. And it's a throw-in in the end to Burnham on the far side. And there's another substitute coming on for their third and final one, which is 17, which is Bill Abbott, who scored plenty of goals last season at Sycop.
I can't see anyone coming off, though.
No, they want to play with 12. I think that's cheating. Who's come off?
They haven't put the number back up for anyone to come off.
Is any player coming off? They're only really wasting their own time here.
They put the board up, but no one's seen what number it is that's due to come off.
He has already gone off. He's already made way over the far side. I think it was Christian in midfield. Christian in midfield's made his way off. Oh, Jack Hutchinson, he's made his way off over the far side. Bill Abbott, who is interesting, he scored quite a few goals last season, and he adds a certain aerial presence as Burnham kind of throw caution to the wind here in the final 10 minutes, and Bill Abbott has his first couple of touches, edge of the box. Joseph now on the ball, trying to dance around, crosses it towards a back stick, and Parsons comes through with a very strong tackle.
I I think Burnham were trying to get a penalty there for the tackle by Ryan Parsons, but the referee has seen some kind of foul and given Slough a free kick when there was absolutely nothing.
I think Parsons got to the ball first, and then he was butt went in on him, as it were.
Pardon?
It wasn't he went in on Butt went in on him. So
I'm glad no one listens to this, or you'd be taken off air.
There's a good degree of tension in the air here as we approach the kind of final latter stages. It's still Slough leading by 1 Johnny Dyer goal to 0. Burnham have made all their 3 changes, and attacking changes they've been, as Romain Walker picks up the ball on the halfway line, and Walker tries to thread the ball through to Zach Joseph.
Tom Moran.
But Moran, again, having a very strong debut back there, does very well and just thwarts the pressure as Webb now picks it up for Burnham. Burnham seem to be on the ball the whole time, and Harris is having a great old battle in there.
He got pulled back there, and the referee's
slightly pulled back, but Poulton, good ball out to Phillips. Phillips tries to keep it in.
Don't go too far.
And cut through, and now Rhys York comes through strongly in the right back position. Just takes a couple of touches, plays it off Walker, and it will be a Slough ball down in that very far corner.
Slough a little bit lax at the front four, aren't defending. Scott Harris went back there, but Witham and Dobson aren't getting back, and the problem is Moran had to make the decision to go for the 2 players, and thankfully it didn't work out too bad.
Yeah, so as we're entering the very last stage, Harris has a touch and he's very strong up against there. There's a bit of tension in there, but Poulton seemed to handball it, but it's been flicked forward, and now Hewitt's got plenty of time. Heads the ball clear, left by all Slough players, and somehow Walker's trying to claim a throw. I don't think it is. And Joseph just runs to fetch the ball now. Slough in no hurry as we enter the kind of final 6 or 7 minutes of this game here. Slough still lead. The refereeing well. Harris flicks the ball on to Thomas. Thomas seemingly being held there, but up against Monday. Thomas does well. Nicks off Mondays. Heads off to the right hand corner. There's no players in the Slough box in the box at the moment. Has a look up. Drives a great ball across, but there's no one attacking in there. And Webb's happy to see that ball go out. I think the players are looking a little bit leggy now. I think this been the first game.
Thomas done well there. He's gone round him, and it's good ball in, but he's played it to the wrong player. There's a funny throw from Nathan Webb there.
And then Christian just has a little hack at McClurk's ankles, and ironic jeers from the Slough fans as they get a decision. I think they feel like they've been hard done by. I'm not sure how true that is.
I don't think the referee has given many fouls towards Slough today. It's 50-50s tend to go to the blue and white.
And Dobson positioning it like he fancies perhaps a crack from here, but a few Slough players going forward. Thomas in the box, Harris in the box,
York's in
the box. Quite a few defending, and Burnham leaving 3 kind of up, which is, Butt and Joseph, and Walker's just kind of deciding where he should stand with Alex Wytham on the edge of the box, but Dobson over it, 5 yards outside the Burnham box, left hand side, chips the ball across, flicked on by McClurk, but over the goal, and a goal kick to Reading. As
good idea. There was a good free kick. You said he was going to aim to shoot, and he's curled a good ball in there. Jamie Clare did well, but
looks like Slough are readying their 3rd substitution. It may well be. I would think it may well be the player coach now of Ben Edwards being brought on to just add a bit of grit and determination. As the free kick comes forward from Reading, bounces up over Short and Poulton, but then won by Moran, and it's still up in the air. And George Short's pulling back Poulton, and has conceded a free kick.
Yeah, George Short and Poulton just tussling with each other there, and again he's decided that it's a foul. Whereas no one else has seen anything.
Substitute now, actually, I think it may be Jake Parsons. Parsons is coming on for the final few minutes, getting some time in those legs. Let's hope it's injury-free, as Burnham are committing lots and lots of players forward.
They're just going to wait for this free kick to be defended first before they make that change.
As everyone knows what they're doing. There's a one-man wall. Thomas with the ball, headed away, flicked on towards the back, headed in. Somerville saves, and it's a corner to Burnham on the far side, and they look to do it quickly.
Short. It was Poulton at the back post there.
And they go to cover off the short and quickly, but Phillips has the ball. Burnham applying some late pressure here. There's 2 players over. People gathering around the box. Monday just pushes off Hollis and tries to move around. All running towards the near post. In swinging corner. Somerville in acres of space.
Well done.
It was like they weren't on the same wavelength. The corner was directed to where no players were.
No, that's handy for Jake.
Just getting a touch on the ball now, and Parsons is still in the ready position, but a poor clearance, but it falls to Dobson on halfway, who lofts the ball through, and there's 2 Slough players interested. Webb heads the ball. Well done.
By Webb.
He's had a very good game there. Webb.
Looks like he's playing left back now.
Yeah, he's now over on left back. Or I think he was slightly out of position after that set piece. Reading with the ball. Clears the ball long, and Reece York underneath it.
Hold it.
Plenty of time, but didn't listen to the shout as Alex just plays the ball up in the air. But now back to Phillips. Phillips back to Reading. They're just getting up. They're just trying to squeeze the game a little bit because they're under pressure here from Burnham. Burnham has certainly in the last 5 minutes or so really started to apply some pressure. Reading up in the direction of Butt. But
great header by York again.
And just flicked on there by Alex Witham, who's just kind of lacked a little bit of legs towards the end. He may well be benched here, and it is true.
He's coming off for Jake Parsons. Well played, Alex Witham.
I think he just ran out of space, and he just seemed to do a little start of a sprint to go off, but now he's realised what the situation is, so he's walked out.
Yeah, no, that's fine. He's eating that time up. He's getting a good reception from the crowd on his debut. He's had a good pre-season.
Yeah, he has, and it's interesting now. We're in a bit of a position here now. We've got 2 Parsons on the pitch again.
Oh yeah,
it's always a bit awkward. So just shout Parsons every once in a while, and we should be okay.
I think the tactic used to be give the ball to Jake, but then we signed Jake Somerville, and that was a really bad decision.
George Short just in the ear of Stephen Daly, just saying what's going on. As he's had his explanation. He's still shaking his head. George Short looks to have filled out a little bit over the winter, but as we're into Burnham down the left-hand side, throw the ball to Zach Joseph. Zach Joseph inside to Butt. Butt now towards the edge of the box, tries to square it across, but it's gone across as far as Christian. Christian now out wide right to Webb. Webb will have an opportunity to deliver this into box. Cuts inside. Sells a dummy, then tries to play the reverse ball back. It's driven in low. Well repelled by Reece York, but still Slough under pressure as Burnham press in these last few minutes.
Jamie O'Clerc's organising the stuff, but he's not looking at the game, and the ball's being thrown in and he's not looking.
Ball chipped through, and Ryan Parsons clears the ball up towards Thomas. Thomas on halfway. Plenty of time and space. He does well. He plays a simple ball out to Jake Parsons in right back position. Jake Parsons tries to play the ball through, but gets caught all under Phillips' feet, and he's forced him back to Monday. There needs to be a little bit of urgency as we're in the absolute dying stages here. We're in additional time here at the Gore. Slough lead 1-0. Ryan Parsons, no mistake, puts the ball back down towards Hewitt. Hewitt under no pressure at all. Steps over the ball. We'll go back to Reading, and Slough just regroup.
Forward chasing the ball down there as well.
Reading doesn't seem in any hurry to get the ball forward. No idea why. If you're 1-0 down, you'd think
he's got a lovely luminous top on, so maybe he's got to do some stewarding at the end of the game. That's what he's
clears
worried
the long
about.
ball forward, but it's a Slough head looking to be underneath it. Free header for Guy Hollis, but it's only up in the air. He'll go for the second one, and Butt gets the rebound, and now it's Fulden down.
Offside.
He's offside in the box. Zach Joseph, glad he was offside, because otherwise couldn't have given away a penalty there as we are in there. Not many fans are leaving this one early, which shows the quality of the game. There's some youngsters just making their way out, but Somerville in no particular hurry to take this. The referee is now again going over towards the Burnham bench. I'm not sure what he's not happy, but there's something that has been going on all game.
I think he's looking for a Burnham top to wear, isn't he?
I don't. You're wearing your Slough top, so we're not going to comment on you right now. But I think he's just asking. Meakin's just not very happy, perhaps, with the amount of time that's going to be added on. We haven't seen a signal for time added on as yet.
Not on their electronic scoreboard.
Not on their electronic. As Dobson just flicks the ball forward to McClurg. McClurg, heavy challenge from Webb behind, but keeps the ball in, but plays it down the line. And now Zach Joseph up against Hollis, and Hollis is on his bum as Joseph turns, plays the ball through to Butt in centre field. Burnham still pressing, but Butt cuts back inside, and now Webb's charging forward down the right, but will Butt use him? Butt plays in Joseph on the edge of the box, but Dobson plays the ball through, and the ball's in the box. There's a bit of paper on the pitch that I thought was a ball for 1 minute, and Harris on the halfway line, but Hewitt's won it well. Burnham applying pressure in these final down seconds. Webb out on the right hand side. Still got the ball at his feet, cuts inside. Still got the ball at his feet, edge of the box. George Short, plenty of time, looks for the ball, delivers it. Monday in a foot race up against Thomas, and Monday's got no answer. Thomas has got the ball. Thomas will drive into the box. Thomas drives into the box. Left foot shot across goal. Drags it just wide, and it will be a goal kick. And it's very exciting here.
He's done really well there. He's stuck up on his own. 2 defenders on him. And although he hasn't scored, he's wasted a fair bit of time with that shot, not far away.
Short free kick taken by Reading, down to Poulton in the left back position, now inside to Monday, 5 yards outside the edge of his own box. Driven right-footed ball.
That's a good ball.
To Parsons. Parsons underneath it, heads it through to Dobson. Dobson needs to get it under control, but plays the ball forward to Harris. Harris now takes a touch to McClurg. McClurg plays the ball through.
Done it again, same ball through.
Has it interesting. Keeper comes a long way. Passes it, clears it straight out. The defence are a bit on their heels, but Parsons now has it. Clips it just forward to Hewitt. It's all a bit harum-scarum now at the end. As Romain Walker on the far right now, with 2 Slough players up against it, but running it well past. And McClurg just fouls him and just slops it. Free kick taken quickly. Butt now on the ball. Nice ball through to Joseph, who's going to have an opportunity to deliver it into the box. Chip stands the ball up towards
Tom
the back
Moran's
stick.
got 2.
Phillips is on the back. Phillips takes a
he's
touch.
made the
Phillips
wrong
is going to be
decision.
able to put the trigger. Passes it across, but George
Oh,
Short's there.
George Short.
Excellent tackle, but it's only as far as the edge of the box. Moran's injured. Slough are playing with 10 players at the moment because Moran's dead on the ground. He's hurt himself, but the ball's being digged up towards the back stick. There's no one in the right back position. Harris wins the ball. Harris heads it back. Clears the ball long. They're wondering how long we're playing. Can we get the ball out? The referee's not looking at anything. There's still a Slough player down. The referee's not.
It's not a head injury though, John.
They're playing on. Slough are not happy. They're thinking this isn't terribly sporting by Burnham.
That was a fantastic piece of defending by George Short. Tom Moran was caught out there. He was marking 2 players. He made the wrong choice. The ball came to Phillips, it was. Put the ball across, and I don't know who it was in the middle. It was unmarked, but George Short intercepted the ball before he got it. And
it looks like it's just
fantastic
a case of cramp for Moran. He hasn't played many 90 minutes or even 95 as we seem to be playing today in the last few weeks. And there's quite a lot of agitation there as George Short's just saying, what the hell's going on? The end result is once Moran's back up on his feet, once he's back up on his feet, it's going to be an attacking throw, which it looks like Hewitt's going to launch into the box from the far side. Slough are under pressure. Burnham are searching for that equaliser to get them a point in this local derby. It remains.
Moran doesn't look good. He's hobbling a little bit there, but he's got to go back in there to get to free throw in from Burnham. He needs to be defending.
I think they've swapped with Parsons. I think Parsons has gone to right back. Ball comes in, headed up in the air by Ryan Parsons. Somerville comes a long way, punches it. Only as far as Christian on the edge of the box. It's around in the area, and it's full to Parsons and cleared off the line by Rhys York. There's all sorts of accusation going on, but there's a cross coming in, headed away by Scott Harris, and Moran's got nothing going on there. He can't chase the ball. But Butts on the edge of the box, now into Joseph. Joseph steps over the ball once, twice, clips the ball through, but it's blocked.
Jake in the face.
Christian now clips the ball in towards a fast stick. Away by Hollis. How much can Slough maintain of this? And now
just hold the ball,
McClurg's hooked the ball clear, and Slough have last released the pressure.
Great clearance off the line by Rhys York there.
It is very, very anxious and nervous times here as some of the final full times start to dribble in. It's
great header, Rhys York.
Rhys York, and Thomas is in. Thomas has an opportunity to flick the ball through, and now Harris is in acres of space. He should kill the game here. He's in 1-on-1. He's dragged the ball wide, and
he's pulled it wide to the right.
1-0 to Slough. It could have been 1-1 in the last minute or so. It could have been 2-0, and Reading's now charging back.
He should have finished that one, John. That was a great opportunity to put it wide. Maybe a little bit of match fitness there creeping in for Scott Harris, but could have wrapped the game up.
That, and the ball's taken long. No sign at all of Mr. Daly looking at his whistle as more and more players have come forward. And once again, Tom Moran's on the floor. Scott Harris is up for a battle here. Hooks the ball forward, and Thomas is underneath it with Moran. Moran just heads it. Monday heads it straight up in the air. Play the simple ball through to Jamie McClurg. Jamie McClurg left at the edge of the box. Plenty of time to compose himself. Plays the ball square to Jake Parsons. Jake Parsons pulls the trigger. 2-0! And that's the game in the bag. Great composure from McClurg. Great substitute impact. Done exactly what he did. Played the ball well. And that is 2-0 to Slough.
Burnham are dead on their feet from that attack there. The ball went up and Thomas was being marked by 2 players, Monday and Hewitt. He's won the ball. He played a sensible ball to McClurg. He just waited for the space, saw Jake Parsons unmarked, and he's done a finish that Scott Harris should have done 20 seconds earlier.
The locals aren't terribly happy with the current problems. And the travelling Slough fans... I'm not sure. Is there a fire drill? I think is the call at the moment because there seems to be players suddenly leaving. As I'm sure we haven't got long to play. The referee gets us back underway with Butt on the halfway line. Butt out to Phillips in the left back position. Burnham looking for some consolation here. Perhaps 2 quick goals to do it. Into Butt, back to Phillips. Phillips now 10 yards inside the Slough half. Up to Walker. It's bobbing around there, but clear by Ryan Parsons. Monday now heads the ball down to
and that's
Phillips.
A terrible... And
final whistle. And that is it. It is a Slough victory. 3 points in the local derby. and everyone's a happy day, but it was very tight at the end there.
It is very tight. Burnham are always a tough team. Slough very, very rarely get a result, especially at Burnham. They've done really well today. 2-0, deserved winners, and looking good because defensively Slough looked strong today.
Yeah, it was only at the last few minutes when there was an Alamo that looked like anything, but certainly some strong performances by all over the pitch, really. You know, there was some good positive
Tom
signs.
Moran had a very good game, but for me, Guy Hollis was outstanding today.
Yeah, I think
him and York
did
well
as
well.
All the players just shake their hands. The Slough fans are happily making their way out at the moment, and they seem to be very, very positive in spirit at the moment as they all just make sure that they're happy. They all go and celebrate. Good kind of cameo from Thomas as well, I thought, at the end.
Yeah, he did well. He worked hard for that second goal. Good play. And the Slough players going over towards the Slough fans, giving them a good applause for their support today.
Yeah, as they're happy. The Slough fans were quiet for a good old time there, weren't they? But
yeah, it took a while, I think, to the Johnny Dyer goal before we heard them properly, but they've done well.
Yeah, and the players are just making their way off in front of us, so they're all very happy. The referee did a good job. Joseph still wasn't very happy. He was still having some words at the end with him. The players just made their way off in front of us. And even Minty's here. There's a certain buzz in the air as they're very positive. Everyone's got a big old smile on their face now. Super Kev finally trails off, and the referee